Okay, I did that thing where I accidentally changed the wrong screen. I was like, oh no. But it's fine. We did it. We fixed it. But welcome everybody, whether you're watching me morning, afternoon, or evening, whether you're watching the VOD or whether you're lurking. I hope you're doing well today, as always, in terms of the shenanigans. And appreciate you, because, it's all goody in the hoodie. But welcome everybody, it's me, it's C. And tonight we're playing Final Fantasy 14 because yes. But of course, like we do at the beginning of every stream, a couple of announcements before we kind of head and dive right into the gaming portion of things. So one thing that I am being a bit more consistent about, which folks would have noticed on Blue Sky and on YouTube and other platforms, is that I have been posting or posted my schedule on YouTube, and I have started posting both on Twitter and on Blue Sky. I am going to update my Twitter to include information for folks who are still on that application to let them know that I'm more active on Blue Sky. As in, I will feel more comfortable and will post more things and conversations and pay attention to that a bit more. Versus, I do stay on the other applications that I have been on before as my VTuber self, to keep up with mutuals and other communities and groups I'm a part of. But my primary goal right now is to build on Blue Sky, build community, and on the apps that I am gravitating towards. And actually trying out some new apps as well in terms of like things. So yeah. What that basically means is that for those of you following me on YouTube or on Twitch, essentially, since again I am multi-streaming with no issues, shout out to the new software that I'm using. For those of you who don't know, it's not a big secret, I'm using Restream. There's multiple streaming things like ATM, Restream, and a couple other platforms, but I found that Restream actually works the best for me, so excited for that and happy to help anybody who needs support with that. But essentially, for those of you who'd like to keep up with me, I'm in the process of updating my landing page, which is going to be a card website that is currently available that has all my links, all the credits in that are also on Twitch in my bio, and also I think on YouTube in terms of my bio. But essentially, I'm upgrading everything right now and working on creating that landing page, since that was one of my big goals for honestly this year, just in general, is to have a landing page with all my creative stuff on one spot, so that way if a platform or something ever went down, folks could find me on the apps that I choose to be on. There's some other apps that I'm on that I'm not necessarily as my VTuber self, so I respect my privacy and things like that. But I do want to make sure with my landing page that you all can find me for the creativity and things that I do, and then of course to build community and to essentially be able to work with folks who I'd like to work with in terms of my hobby passion, in terms of things that I'm doing in this space as well. So look for those updates probably the next month or two. Like I said, I'm really hoping and focusing on that in terms of kind of reining things in, which I think makes sense because I think it's a conversation that is often brought up in the streamer space between those who are doing streaming for business versus those who are doing it more as a hobby and for fun. I think I lean towards more of the passion hobbyist side as always, since I'm not necessarily trying to monetize. However, I am trying to build a platform in a way that I'd like to in terms of my creativity and art, in a way that I'm trying to sort out for myself of what that looks like, since I'm not necessarily trying to do any of this for money or things like that too. So all it is to say, I think that's going to help me kind of refocus and rein myself in a little bit in regards to my goals and ambitions in terms of what I'd like to do in this hobby space. With that in mind as well, I do want to say here too that there's a couple of things on the horizon that I'm hoping to look towards doing, as well as I am going to kind of look at some of the things to be a bit more consistent in regards to goals, ambitions, and things I'm wanting to do in the streamer space. To be frank, I think I'm the type of person where I do pour a lot into my community and friends and mutuals in terms of their goals. However, I think for me, I want to reassess some things on my end in regards to some of the goals I have for myself, which I do that anyway on a periodic basis, but I do feel like because we're getting close to the spring equinox, which is what I tell y'all all the time on stream, where my body kind of starts to spring forward and wake up from the winter monks, kind of shake off the cold and I guess the slow temper my body takes in terms of moving forward. So I think what that means for you all is as folks are knowing, for example, me multi-streaming, I'm still trying to sort out a bunch of the things I need to fix, like the commands and stuff. I'm working to, as Black History Month ends, kind of assess kind of my map for the rest of this year. I apologize, I wanted to have my quarters up, but I think going forward, what I'll probably do is be a little bit more lax with myself between probably November to about February, since that's generally, like I've shared before, when my brain wants to kind of simmer down and process and think through stuff. But since this to me is going to be very much a internal year for lots of different reasons, I will probably go ahead and start putting my projected schedules up using Restream, YouTube, and Twitch for probably till like May, I think, in regards to what I'm thinking I want to do, the games I'm going to play, and things that we're going to set up for. So that way I can also let y'all know that for my 2nd year anniversary as a streamer, what I'm going to do for that in regards to plans, which I have a couple of, like, I feel like I have an idea if I sit with it a little bit this week, as was going into March, but I still have some percolings of what I want to do for my 2nd year anniversary. So all that is to say, like I shared on YouTube, I'm really excited in terms of what's to come. I really do have the eye on the prize, because like I shared on my Twitter, which shout out to y'all, it really resonated. As long as I have me and believe in me, I'm good. I appreciate everybody, of course, who is along this journey, and I'm happy to be able to build community and to make friends and to be in this space. As a creative, I just want to do what makes sense to me to do in regards to what I can bring to this space, and really champion for that as well, and be a part of this ecosystem like I always talk about since I've started streaming. So I'm looking forward to doing that and really upping the ante in terms of what I'm capable of, and not necessarily, I don't want to call it muting myself, but not getting caught in overthinking it, but rather just doing it going forward. So anyway, that's kind of what it is in terms of just some quick updates. And then what that means too is that Black in the Mix is wrapping up this month for Black History Month. So for those of you who've been participating, whether you've been sharing things, whether you've been just celebrating Black folks, or whether you're a Black streamer yourself and just, you know, streaming and enjoying yourself as always, I hope you've been enjoying Black History Month in terms of things. I'm really hoping to be able to collab and to do stuff with other Black streamers. Like I said, I'm always the type of person where I love seeing Black folks do their thing. I also got to see a mutual today debut, so shout out to they know who they are for making it magical and doing their thing in terms of re-debuting and rebranding and things like that. But I'm really excited to basically just find my place in terms of being a Black streamer specifically, and to keep building community in that way with other Black streamers and folks like that too. What that also means too is that I will probably extend Black History Month in the sense of, again, you should study Black history all year round. But for March, I'm probably going to add a couple more games, intermission streams, to highlight some Black games that I actually have on my radar to play, as well as to prepare for South of Midnight, which is coming out in April. I'm really, really excited again to play that game, so I'm really amped about it. I'm not going to stop talking about it, especially because I realized that this week Monster Hunter Wilds is currently out, has been reviewed. The reviews have been amazing, so I'm excited to play that, as well as Oathbound. The 3rd book for Legendborn is also coming out too, so I'm really, really, really excited for a lot of the magic that's going to happen over the next couple months as we get closer to my birthday, in terms of things. But it also means too for me that with these intermission streams, because I am going to be streaming maybe 2 to 3 times a week, it'll probably be a balance between that and moving forward with Unicorn Overlord, Infinity Nikki, and Triangle Strategy, the games I've already talked about. What will probably happen, and this will dive into the final thing to talk about, which is this week's streams, which are going to be Final Fantasy XIV and Unicorn Overlord, is that Infinity Nikki, because the story is wrapping up, we do have the 1.3 storyline updates that I think will happen after tonight, probably after I think 11 o'clock or midnight, because I know it's in the process of doing some maintenance right now. But because of that, I'm in the process of trying to collect gear and items to be able to do the rest of the story quest that we weren't able to do to build the Miracle outfit. So that's why it's not on the docket this week, because I do want to off stream spend some time to collect items, do some of the battles, and then, like I said, show y'all some of the Sovereign fights with the Sovereign and Core, Sovereign and Sexy, and those and those types of things. But also, too, once we get through all of that with Infinity Nikki, we will always stream the game, but then we will probably take a pause until there's more story, unless there's like some mini things I want to show y'all. And of course, if they're after co-working, like I've talked about, we can play Infinity Nikki as kind of the chill game like Palia, to be able to just have some fun and just do some things in the game that I want to do. And then with Final Fantasy 14, I am an Endwalker. We are in the thicks of the storyline, which we'll get more into that tonight between like now and like 10:30, maybe a little bit toward 11, but probably a couple hours stream in terms of tonight. But since we're going to probably get really close to finishing Endwalker and going to Dawn Trail, probably between now and April, that also means too that for Final Fantasy 14, I'll probably figure out what my next steps are in regards to the MSQ. For those who've been rocking with me for about a year or so and a half, I've streamed every single part of the storyline. But after Dawn Trail, there isn't much to do besides maybe some of the Hildebrand stuff. I've been doing Boja and other things that are going on in the game, which is essentially just side content that involves like doing fates and battles with people and getting more immersed into the story that's connected to the main story for Final Fantasy 14. So a lot of the games I've been playing for a minute are going to be a little different after I finish the main stories, which basically means I'll probably maybe do some side stuff like Infinity Nikki and Final Fantasy 14, but it'll be pretty decent in terms of the transition because I'll always have those a part of my lineup. I will play those games for you all, but it just means that I'll be able to play some of the other games that I've been wanting to do as well, such as South of Midnight, the Sea of Stars DLC, as well as Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy 12, in regards to what's next. As well as I haven't forgotten from Gamers Outreach, I do plan to play Phoenix Wright, as well as to play a few other games that were picked by the folks in the Discord. Shout out to those of you who voted again. So it'll be a mix between that, some craft streams, as well as getting ready to do more Hobonichi and Lace Bobbin things on stream for you all, which I'm really, really excited to do as well. So that kind of gives you a overview, wide map of what's ahead. But like I said, I will map this out probably till May, specifically thinking about the launch date for South of Midnight. I do believe it's like April 8th. So that'll be the game I will actually play as soon as it drops. Like, I'm not kidding. I'll probably be one of the days I try to amend so I can play it on launch day. But worst case scenario, I will definitely play it and play through the entire game for you all. And then once we do that, that'll kind of dictate between May and August towards my anniversary stream what streams to expect, which includes, again, more book streams, more craft streams, and some other things I've been cooking up in my mind for a minute. And for those of you who have been wanting me to do another Hobonichi hand cam craft stream, thank you for your patience as I find all my equipment again and make sure that nothing goes wrong with the camera and stuff like that too. But yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of things. I know I sometimes feel like I repeat myself when it comes to what's ahead, and it might change a little bit here and there, but that's pretty much like a broad stroke. And of course, if anything does change, I will let y'all know. But I'm really excited in terms of what's to come. Like I said, thank you all so much for all the likes, the follows, and things like that. It's been a slow and steady journey in terms of streaming and building community and finding those communities I also want to be connected to in terms of things I'm passionate about. So I'm hoping to get myself tapped in as well as to build out those spaces myself in regards to doing what I got to do, as well as showing y'all some new things I got in regards to my landing page, more crafts, and essentially just like assets and things I have in my mind's eye that I can't wait to show off for stream in terms of who I am and my persona. And what I mean by persona is like my VTuber self is me, but more so just the map in my mind in terms of how I want to do the lore behind my characters connected to me in real life type of thing. Y'all know what I mean at this point, so. But okay, otherwise that's about it in terms of announcements. Like I said, the game plan today is to play a couple of hours of Final Fantasy 14. And then on Friday, if I can find Unicorn Overlord that's gone missing in my home, play Unicorn Overlord and/or Triangle Strategy, and then on Saturday play more Final Fantasy 14. So that way next week we can get back to playing Infinity Nikki. I'm not going to rush it, of course, so if we're not there yet, where I have all the activities to show y'all some of the Sovereign fights, that's fine, but I do want to get to that point. If not, it'll be more RPGs and maybe some craft stuff, you know, depending on how we do it, so. Yeah, but alrighty, let me go ahead and switch us out. Turn down the music really quick. And then let me go ahead and get Final Fantasy up. And then, of course, we could talk about what's been going on with that in Eorzea. The main thing I've been doing for Final Fantasy 14 is just logging on. Like I said, shout out to the crew of folks. I really have been doing Boja, which is, I want to say, something that starts out in Stormblood into Shadowbringers. But the storyline for that has been really interesting, as well as I love the gear you can get from there. I haven't done Eureka yet in Final Fantasy 14, but I would like to. As well as just still thinking about Ultimas and more gear. I didn't actually get. Oh, do I have an update? Oh, Doi maintenance. Lol. Okay. Let me turn back on the music for a second. Sorry, everybody. Before we could go on tonight. As we wait for it to download, which let's go take like 5 minutes or something, so I can do my quick Final Fantasy 14 updates before we get going. So it'll be a little bit more chatting, but I think the main thing besides Boja and logging on to do dailies at this point, I think we're set in regards to being level to continue the main story quest as a healer. So again, as a reminder for folks, I have played Final Fantasy 14 and I am a healer main by default. It's not that I don't appreciate being a white mage or anything like that. That is still the class I always have affection for and will always play. But because I leveled up so quickly to level 100, I said I would only be doing the MSQ as a healer. So for my Omni healer journey, and sorry, I'm trying to like face is a little itchy, excuse me. But for my Omni healer journey, I have been in the process, as folks have been watching me, playing Sage, Scholar, and Astrologan. So all my classes at this point are pretty much where they need to be at Endwalker. We're a little OP for Endwalker regarding Sage and Astro, since I'm level 90 for both those classes. And I think I'm like 80 something for Scholar. But that's good because essentially I'm at the level I needed to be, which is about 85 and above, to keep going with the main story quest without any more stops. So that's a good thing for folks who are watching me and engaging with the story, in that there shouldn't be any more stops in regards to keeping and going forward. Not that there ever was, but I wanted to make sure that I could keep playing healer classes through all the way through post-Dawn Trail without there being too many issues. Even though I am excited whenever the next expansion comes out to play as my white mage self again, since I only typically play my white mage when I'm doing things with my FC and other people who play. So, which is fine. You know, it is what it is, but I don't want to get, I still want to practice and have fun as my white mage self, so. But other than that, I've also been playing as Archer a lot, which I just started for the first time. Oh, that's not good that it's going up in queue in regards to timing. Whoops. I'm hoping it won't take that long. Jesus. Sorry, I'm looking at the download and it's saying it's going to take more than 5 minutes, which I'm like, I hope that's not true and it's just the thing lying to me. But, what's it called? Anyway, I was saying, we have started playing as, well, we didn't start playing, but essentially I've also been going on to play as Archer and Bard, which has been a lot of fun. I actually, for the first time, started leveling up in the way where I finally watched an Archer video, and don't fight me out there if you're a Bard, an Archer Bard player. But I finally got to the point where I am able to play as Archer and Bard. I actually really like the Archer Bard questline, to be specific. But I have been playing that since that's my main DPS class. And once I feel like we get through more of the MSQ and I get Archer up to like level 100, I'll probably start doing the magical DPS classes like I have intended to do. Even though I don't think I've unlocked all of it. I think I still got to unlock like Blue Mage or something. But I've been having a lot of fun doing that specifically throughout the game. So I'm really excited for that in particular, to be able to do what I got to do in regards to that. So I've mainly been logging on to do dailies either as a Scholar or as Archer, even though the queues have not been the best in Golem. They've been a bit slow, depending on the day and timing. So that's not been great. But, it is what it is. You do what you got to do. You wait around, you get a snack, you chill until the queue is ready. And what I'm probably going to start doing too is to watch guides, Specifically, once we get past Endwalker, I will watch it probably already for Archer and Bard, but I will watch guides for all the healer classes up into Dawn Trail because once we get to post Endwalker, I want to be able to get my spells going in a way that make the most sense in terms of my hotbars and to finally triangulate in my mind how to do all 4 classes. And hi, Zeno. Yes, DPS queues are not the best, but it hasn't just been the DPS queues. It's all the queues have been awful, I will say. And for those of you who don't get the joke, but I feel like people who see me play know, DPS typically has the longest queues for Final Fantasy XIV just because that's typically the class that most people play. Most of the time, I've noticed with queues, it's usually tanks or healers people need. But I have noticed the healer queues have been bad too. Like I think I remember one night for main scenario, which is the main daily you do in regards to leveling up. I think it was like 30 minutes, which is interesting because I'm assuming that's a tapering off from people doing the new content, so the chaotic raids as well as just general the story for Dawn Trail. But yeah, to your point, Dino, the DPS queues aren't great, but I don't think the healer ones are that. They're not really, they haven't been great either. So sometimes I'm like, I'll sit there and wait, but it depends because the 30-minute queues are pretty bad as a healer where I'm like, oh no. And of course, like people say, one trick you can do, which I know I probably haven't do, so it's my own fault, is that if you ever want to do queues, just go to another server. It's just that Golem I've noticed has been a bit slow in general, which has not been the greatest thing, but I don't think I'm really in a rush to try to level up to level 100 either, so I know it's kind of my fault not thinking about that when I was playing this week and last week, but it is what it is. So, but yeah, other than that, like I said, I think my favorite non-magical range DPS class is Archer Bard. I'm not gonna lie, I am one of those archers who doesn't really want to play the music, but I will learn because I mean, they're 2 of 1 class. Well, not 2 of 1 class, but it's Bard and Archer are connected. So I feel like if I want to be a good Archer, I need to be a good Bard. So I'll work it out in terms of the kinks, but I really do love Archer. And I feel like all of the, you just have to dump data centers, actually. Queues are data center wide. Well, that's what I mean, Zeno. So yeah, I appreciate that, yeah. But that's what I mean. Like, you could just jump data centers, jump data centers or jump worlds. Depending on where you're at. So, but yeah, I appreciate that. And like I said, it's a good tip for anybody who plays Final Fantasy XIV is that just jump to another data center. It'll usually help you out if you need a faster queue. Like I said, I just wasn't thinking about it when I was playing because I usually play after work a little bit. And if the queues aren't really great, I'll just go play Infinity Nikki or something else or go exercise because my brain's just like, if I have the time, I will. But sometimes I'm just like, I'll just do a couple of dailies and then log off for the night. So... but yeah, I think other than that, I do have some plans in regards to my character sheet for my Warrior Light. I think I'm at the point where I do want to get some like pins and stuff of all the classes I do play because I do feel like I need to get picked back up on Pictomancer in terms of some of my goals with that. And I think what I probably will do is go get some commissioned art for some of the stuff I want to do, which I won't spoil here and talk about here because I want to get the art first before I talk about it. But there's some art pieces I've been wanting to do for a minute that I'm excited to get finally since I'm more settled in, I feel like now as a player. Going on almost 2 years? Wait. 420 days? Yeah, it's past 2 years. Almost 3, actually. It'll be 3 later this year. But, I'm just excited. It'll be good. So, I think that's pretty much all the updates I have player-wise. I didn't do the Valentine's Day event. I completely forgot in the sense of I had it on my radar to do it, but I didn't. So hopefully it comes back around next year for me to go get the emote and the stuff. Even though I think some of the items for the Valentine's Day event were in the shop. So if I do want to get some of those things related to that, I'll go grab them there. But I will do the Children's Day. Or I forget that it's not Children's Day. Whatever the next one is that's coming out soon. I do want to do that one because there's some items I want to get as well as I know the Moogle treasure hunts are coming up soon. So I'll probably be doing a little bit more in regards to that to be able to get some items that I really want, including the earrings and some of the mounts. And the clothes, actually. I will say it's been clothes for me too. But yeah, I'm still really passionate and excited for Final Fantasy XIV. I think I found a good balance. Where did my captions go? Hold on. I love how they always disappear occasionally. Why? Why you do this? The event will the emote most likely won't. It will be a new one. Okay, then that's fine. Then no worries. Thanks for the thanks for that. I know sometimes they bring back emotes, so maybe they will. But if they don't, I'm not gonna be upset about it. It's fine. I don't know. I'm the kind of person where it's like it's not something I'm gonna. Okay, there's the captions. It's not something that if I don't get, I'm gonna be like cry about it. I just more like, oh well, oops. But thanks for that. I appreciate it. Okay, cool. I think we're ready to go in terms of the game. So, of course, like I said, I'll be in my 2D self today, y'all, because I'm still trying to get my new setup in my office space for streaming. So just to make it easier, we'll just do it this way. And then for Friday, we will be our Pixel self. And then Saturday, I'm hoping to be my 2D self for more Final Fantasy shenanigans. So I've also gotten to the point where I've been really, really good in dungeons to help people at higher level spots, which is I'm so proud of. And I've gotten better at being like, if you backseat my healing, I'm gonna say something. All right, hold on. Okay. Let me see. Oh, I was wondering. It's to the wrong game. That would explain a lot. All right. I know that. Okay, I knew it was gonna be a little messed up because I definitely stretched out my game a little bit. Okay, and I think if we do that, this will make it a little bit easier. There we go. As in, I think I've gotten decent enough to where most I would say as a healer for the last 2 years, I don't think healing's really hard. I don't want to say it's not fun. I think if I want to have a little bit more fun and think a little bit more, I will play DPS. But I feel like healing is pretty straight to the point once you get the commands and things together. But I also do know that because of that, it's getting easier for me to tell people to, quite frankly, especially if you don't play healer, to be quiet if you're trying to tell me how to heal. And that's mainly because like I've been between the videos I've watched and playing and stuff, it gets a little I won't backseat your healing now if you decide to play Summoner. Oh, well, I actually will be playing Summoner next, so I'm just warning. I appreciate, don't get me wrong, I don't want this to scare anybody. I just want people to know that if you don't play healer, I'm going to need you to be quiet. Because I'm only saying that because it's so funny to me as I've done some of, like, how do I put this? Like, I've played as DPS now where I've run into healers who are on my journey to at level 50 or below. And now that I'm like, I don't want to say a veteran, I'm not going to say that. But since I've been playing healer at this point, like, I get why people would say certain things to me to be able to help me out when I was starting out too. So I feel like now I'm not as sprout-y anymore, which is really cool to show the progress I've made. But as a DPS who knows how to heal, oh, that's a glitch. I've never seen that happen before. Some of y'all DPSs talk a lot of shit. When y'all don't know what you're doing as a healer, and I'm like, stop it. But that's just me. It's not to be mean to nobody, because sometimes I am the type of person where I'm clumsy. I'm not the best healer. So if you have, I always appreciate tips. Shout out to all my healer mutuals and friends. They are really, really helpful in helping me know, like, oh, I'm getting the Doom Pokeball, Lord. They're really good about giving me tips about things that I do, which is, I know one pattern I've noticed when I played healer is that I tend to default heal more when I'm scared about the group dying versus DPSing, which is something I know I need to work on in regards to not being afraid to give it a little bit of time for the DPSs and the tanks to do their thing. Yeah, my game is definitely doing some weird stuff. Might be my internet connection. Sorry, everybody. But I'm just telling y'all out here, do not talk shit of any role. Because I notice sometimes when I play as DPS with other healers, they're like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm like, no, it's all good. People die. It's fine. But I understand as like a baby healer, I used to be so afraid of getting like, I used to be a little afraid of playing because some people are just mean to their healers. And I've noticed that. And I'd be like, I need you to be quiet. And as somebody who eventually will play as magical range DPS, physical ranged, and as a tank. But it also goes down to, I think people like to talk about how you should do something when, if you've never done a class, I don't think you have any right to tell somebody how to play the game. But that's just me. That is just me. So I think I'm at that point now where I understand why healers sometimes will tell people, like, back off, because you don't know what you're doing, and you might die if I don't heal you. But I don't have a god complex. I know some people do, maybe when they play games. I just don't. So, and hi, Diego. Welcome in. But I mean, it goes back to, like, just in general gaming. Like, I don't like people backseating me, and I will set a boundary on that because it makes me upset when people tell me how to play a game. Oh my gosh, I keep getting the Pokeball of Doom. Oof. I see my bit rate a little bit on Twitch just a little bit, so sorry y'all if that's a little wild. Still pretty stable for the most part, but it's a little bit hectic. So I'll watch that a little bit, everybody, in terms of shenanigans. And hi, Diego. Welcome in. I hope you're doing well as always. I am doing okay. I'm just trying to play a little bit of Final Fantasy 14 and just gabbing and stuff. But yeah, no, I'm playing a summoner. I think I'm probably going to level up Pictomancer to 100, and then I will play as, I think I'll probably do Picto, Red Mage, Summoner, Black Mage, and then Blue Mage. Just to do all the magical DPS classes, so. And then go from there. And sorry, y'all, I gotta get back to this place since we couldn't. Since I obviously left, and of course, like I always say, I won't stream into the storyline without the MSQ, so I'm trying to get back to the underground area we went to, which it should be right around here. I know we had to go down some steps, so excuse me if I completely forgot how to go down here, because I don't think I'm close. Because you can't touch the aetherite in this area, it won't let you anyway. So while I tried to do a lot of stuff near this area, after a while I was like, haha, no. Oh boy. It was a pair of, like, stairs that you go to. But I need to find them again. My favorite part. Final Fantasy 14 is getting lost. I want to say, if I remember correctly, I do need to go to this area in the front. But in general, I think Final Fantasy 14 on, like, a personal tip has helped me with... I've gotten a lot better over the years of setting my boundaries, and I think people think I'm playing when I say that, and then they try me, and then when it happens, they're just like, oh, crap. And I'm like, you thought I was kidding. Hi, Zeno. Shit. Where is this? Oh, obtuse. My bad. It's in this area. I forgot. Maybe. Yeah. I'm running around in the wrong spot. Of course. And no, Diego, you're fine. Don't worry about it. You're good. Like I said, do whatever feels comfortable for you. But you're fine. Yeah, I want to do some co-working sessions in the Discord. Apologize, I haven't been, like, active in regard to things since I've been trying to handle some stuff behind the scenes. So it's all good, Ian. You don't have to apologize. It's all good, and you're not bothering at all. Like, I'm the type of person where I'm pretty straightforward. I'm not passive aggressive. I I make note of things, but I'm not passive aggressive. If anything, I genuinely think that if someone's just not around, it's because they got stuff going on, and they'll let me know if they want to talk or chat or something, and I'll give grace in terms of stuff too, as long as I'm informed eventually. But I think I respect people in terms of their situation. So, all right, cool. I love how this thing I was waiting on my phone totally just did its thing now after like 3 hours earlier. We're not even gonna talk about it. Sorry. I was trying to do something earlier and it didn't work, and I was just like, great, thank you. Because I was like, I'm pretty sure there's something. But I forgot, this is an underground train station that leads to the crystal. No, you're fine. Again, Diego, it's totally good. And I treat like Discords like hubs. So what I mean by that is usually to me I treat them like forums, like on Gaia Online, where folks can say and do what they would like, but if they need to just more lurk and everything, that's totally cool too. So you're totally fine. No problem. Sorry, that's the wrong one. And then as a context, as a reminder of where we are on the story. So Alphino and Alice have these shot callers, which sucks. So we are being held hostage right now by the Empire. And we're in this station to try to help folks deal with what's going on with the Empire shenanigans. That's kind of the rundown, so, you know. And hi, Jinx. Welcome in. I hope you're having a lovely one. Final Fantasy C. Hello. How you doing? Welcome in. I just started. I literally just started. So you have not missed me potentially yelling at things. Even though I'm pretty sure I'm going to be yelling at things since these two got shot collars on, and I'm not happy about that. Okay, that's fair. He's telling us that, you know, if we try anything slick, we're going to have problems. But, you know, it is what it is. It's fine. So do you intend to speak with others, or was that merely a ruse? I mean, I don't know why they would disobey. I don't want them to get shot. This is C's Final Fantasy. But yes, hello. I'm crying. Yes, it is. It is. Well, I hope you're doing well. It's lovely to see you on stream as always. I hope you're having a lovely time. I've just been gabbing and stuff and just remarking on the fact that because I feel like I'm at the point as a healer where things starting to make sense, I now have, I feel like, the boundaries set where someone tries to backseat me about how I should heal. I look at them like, I think not. And I always just say, anybody who's like a baby healer or somebody who just started out, you will get to the point where you're so comfortable that like some things are just really routine. The one thing I'm not good about still is using rescue or like limit break. I need to find a way to have that on my hotbar to use those just in case something goes completely wrong. But I feel like I never really use or have used limit break to revive an entire party. I feel like eventually I'm gonna have to though, because some of the content I feel like sometimes is really challenging if you're not careful as a young sprout. But I'm gonna lose my sprout soon when I get to Dawn Trail, so eventually I won't have the excuse of being like, hey, you died in a simple dungeon. Yeah, I did. My bad. Oh, you gonna have to put that in for so long. Yeah, because, I mean, like I said, things get, yeah, exactly. Because I have it on I feel like I have it on my bar now because of what happened in one Alliance raid where I was a little too slow and the entire party died. I don't think it was Void Art. I think it was one of the, I think it was World of Darkness or something. But to your point, yeah, it gets wild sometimes where for folks who are newer to the game, which is fine. I mean, I die all the time and still will. In some of the older dungeons, you just need to have a limit break on just in case as a healer that you can LB3 the party and revive everybody back, and it just works magically. I just typically don't because my brain's like, oh, the DPS or tank's gonna use it to murk the boss. But I also need rescue on there because sometimes I feel like I need to snatch people where I'm like, no, come here. Like, I get it. And I've appreciated people who snatched me in, like, dungeons and raids because I'd be like, oh, thank you, because I don't know where the hell I'm running to and I'm going to die. I also think for me as a player, I was worried I wouldn't be good at mechanics, but actually I realized for me, I picked them up. after a while. I think the mechanics that get me are the ones that have patterns I don't understand. But the AoE like ones, your girl got it. And I'd be so proud of myself because I'd be bobbing and weaving stuff. I'd be like, dang, let's go. Because I think my brain is trained now to see like a mechanic, and once I do a dungeon at least 3 times, I feel like, okay, I got it. Like the one that is typically the healer killer, which is the one, I think it's Arium Vale. I am probably saying it wrong. Arium Vale? The one where you have to eat like Marlboro fruit or something. That one was the Sprout killer. I feel like I know how to do that as a DPS and as a healer, which is wild. As well as murdering Emmerich's dad in Heaven's Ward. I actually did that. Like, I was so proud. I said in the, like, Alliance chat, sorry, the normal raid chat, because I was fighting Emmerich's dad on normal. I was like, this is the first time I've actually killed him as a DPS, and someone's like, that's the first time I've ever heard that. I'm like, yeah, I've done it as a healer. Well, I didn't say I've done it as a healer, but my brain's like, this is the only time I've done it as a non-healer, but it was actually a lot of fun, so I'm really excited. I do think I'm a high-end raider. I think raids and dungeons for me are fun. I know people are like, this is so repetitive, but I'm like, actually, I really like it. I like doing stuff for people too to help them get through the game. It's a lot of fun. In a moment of break, I could finally sleep in this week. Nice. I hope, in terms of breaks are always good. And sleep is a precious commodity. So I'm always team get some rest. I guess we're running around to people. Okay, cool. They're probably gonna give me backhanded compliments because, you know, prejudice. Yeah, okay, don't touch the aetherite. Yeah, built by Garleans for Garleans. Mm-hmm. Sure. Oh, so you're using the aetherite to keep the power on in this place? Okay. Well, that's interesting. Oh, because I can talk to these people around here. Oh my god, why is that a thing? Lol. Well, I mean, it is cold down here because they don't have a lot of power. So. This radio is the same model as the one used at Victor's Spoils. Perhaps is what saved the soldiers here from being tempered. That is true. Hello, Sigma. I appreciate you. What's goody in the hoodie? I loved watching the Fortnite shenanigans. Essentially, I appreciate lurking on people's streams. And thanks for letting me know, Jinx and Sigma said hi. I say hi back. Oh, God. We'd be the interview? I guess that's fair. Oh, my bad. I got Fortnite and Apex confused in my brain. My bad. But you're right, it was Apex Legends. The only reason why I know a little bit more is I actually own Apex Legends on the Nintendo Switch. So my bad. I didn't mean to say it was Fortnite. But yes, I was sitting and lurking on Sigma's stream, who, for those of you who don't know, you should go follow Sigma. I know Sigma's not like... There's a debut coming. There's more fun coming, essentially. But it was cool watching Apex Legends. Since I actually do want to play it, I just don't have anybody to play it with. And Apex Legends on the Switch is interesting. I'm just gonna say that. So my bad. You're right. It's Apex Legends because I haven't played Fortnite. I think I said it instead of Apex because I'm thinking of shout out to Kotsu of getting Fortnite because the black character designs are so cool, and they have like the Guitar Hero stuff. Oh, and Apex Legends. Yeah, the UI, I'm not gonna lie, is a bit challenging. I agree with you, because I feel like when you, like, swoop in, like I was noticing when Sigma was playing with friends and such, I don't think my brain is trained enough in a way to play Apex to be able to notice little things, because I suck at, how do I put it? When I was playing on my Switch, which I don't really think playing Apex on your Switch is optimal, of course, But I think one of the challenges when I was in training mode was trying to navigate how to use guns and run around and also shoot, but then also have the little like radar system or the way that the menu bar and the UI is set up to be able to make it work. So it looks fun in theory, but you know, yeah. And I don't know if it's okay, like you said, you make collabs with friends, but Risa is another VTuber favorite who plays Final Fantasy and co-working app too, and I think makes it, yeah, that's cool. Keyword in theory. Exactly, Jinx, exactly. Like, again, I don't really play competitive games. I will admit that. I'm not really a competitive gamer. I'm more of a casual RPG strategy person, as people know, but I would play more if I had more friends who did, but I probably wouldn't do competitive scene stuff. But that's why, like, I've dabbled a little bit in, like, League of Legends, Overwatch, Apex, and then I've been thinking about Fortnite, because I have some people who know how I play it, but I personally would need to get used to the controls. I feel like with Apex Legends, to your point, Jinx, which is a good point to make, it's very detail-oriented, so I feel like if I'm not careful, I could very well mess up in Apex and get us killed, because of the way the fighting and gameplay is when I played it the few times that I have. But that's just me. Like you said, in theory, it's completely right. And yeah, no worries, Diego. Yeah, I know there's plenty of other streamers who do co-working as well as do Final Fantasy. And I always love like seeing folks do similar things too, because I think co-working, there's a really cool co-working community on Twitch, which I really appreciate. There's also a lot of really cool co-working YouTubers as well on that app as well, which is why YouTube and Twitch have been really great to be productive with like other streamers and things, as well as there's been really cool Final Fantasy streamers that I've found who either make like videos that are funny or who stream the game as well. So it's really, really cool. I ain't mad about it. I just love seeing it, to be honest with you, because it means like I can watch this person play something that I play as well. We should play Baldur's Gate. I actually would be down. I did have that as one of my options for Gamers Outreach, but we didn't reach the goal, so I'm just happy to play Baldur's Gate. Because I like D&D, so I'd love to play the game, because I've only seen it played solo, but I would love to play a game with friends. Baldur's Gate 3 seems interesting. But I'm a D&D Pathfinder kind of person, so I would be down, to be honest with you. Just let me know when, and it depends on the platform, because I think I want to get more games on my PlayStation 5, because my PC is not going to be able to handle all this bandwidth that I have. I think I'm going to have to upgrade my PC for that reason, because I have so many games and programs I need to use. So. I'm going to see what we can set up, but me and Sig do want to play with friends. All right, it's cool. No, just let me know. I'd be down to do it. And of course, like as always, we don't have to stream it. We could just play it together. If we want to play it together, that's fine. Just let me know. Keep me posted. Because my thing is like, we don't have to stream everything. We can if we want, but I'm just down to just play with friends. So if we just want to like jump on Discord and just play it one day, Jinx with Sigma and anybody else that y'all know who wants to play, that's totally cool with me too. I think it'd be a lot of fun and hilarious, to be honest with you, especially with my ability when I play D&D to get nat ones. In the sense of, I don't want to get y'all killed, but I know me. I'm gonna get nat ones. It's gonna be bad, and it sucks. Especially when I played Paladin in my first campaign, like my first long campaign. Yeah, but the way we play in general, though, there's too many clippable moments. I'd be streaming just for the sake of keeping the clips for myself. No worries. And yeah, I'd be fine too if one person wanted to stream it and I could sit on somebody's stream and play it too. So I'd be down. That's totally cool, Jinx. Whatever format folks want to do, I'd be down. I'm always open to a collab. The co-working app that I use, there's quite a few, but the one specifically that people often use on Twitch is Spirit City Lo-Fi sessions. There's also a Twitch co-working app application, which like I told you, I'm in the process of fixing it. And shout out to the one from Benny Arc, so I still need to go talk to someone about fixing on my end. And sorry, I'm trying to figure out where Alpha now is. Oh, he's at the opposite side of this place. But yeah, it's Spirit City Lo-Fi, Diego. But there's other ones too, like widgets that people have used for their Twitch streams as well that I'd like to also incorporate, because there's a couple of other streamers that I've been watching who use those instead of like Spirit City Lo-Fi. So there's a really cool way, a lot of cool ways people have been doing co-working in the Twitch space that I really appreciate, because I watch sometimes their streams and just kind of get my work done, or just want to do some training, which I'm probably gonna definitely do more, is watch more co-working streamers myself, because I have some training and things I want to do, and I do want to do it in a space where I could just focus and hear some chatting, like a virtual cafe type of vibe, which I'm really excited about because I love that type of thing. Yeah, roll 20 fucking ranked on Sunday. Yup. For context, y'all, me, Zeno, and a few other people play D&D. I think I'm talking about it a little bit more. It's a Power Ranger D&D. Shout out to Dai. They know who they are. He's super cool. And all of us, when we were rolling on Sunday, kept getting nat ones. It was so bad. Even me, I kept rolling nat ones, and then I got another turn from one of my powers in the game. And then I ended up getting 2 more nat ones, and I was just like, that's wild. And Roll20 is a virtual it's a virtual platform you can use to play Dungeons and Dragons or Pathfinder games, essentially. So we used that for our Power Rangers D&D, and to Zeno's point, it was rigged because I think, like, what, Zeno, at least all of us got nat ones at least like once or twice in the campaign on Sunday. It was wild. I was like, dang, this thing wants us to die. But for real, it was rough. It was a rough buddy situation. I was cracking up so hard. Dai gotta get on Golem's sake in my head. I mean, listen, Golem's where it's at. So that's all I'm gonna say. We gotta get Dai. I agree. With consent, of course, but we gotta get more folks on Golem. Just guys. Just guys. Yeah, I guess since we're being held hostage, we can help these folks since they're not doing too great. Assist? Oh. Okay, I forgot I could exit out of the thing. Okay, you're in the other train car. I was like, where? What's happening? Speaking of D&D, I still want the Final Fantasy 14 D&D stuff. Oh my gosh. Alright, captions, where did you go again? Hold on a second, y'all. I know sometimes this happens. I actually need to... Let me see something. I might add a few more lines to make it a little bit easier anyway while it's being weird. Sorry, everybody. Also, also thanks for your patience. I know this bit rate went up a little bit too, so the stream shouldn't be as choppy anymore as well. I'm hoping they'll come back in a second, since the caption should work. But we'll keep going. I'm hoping they'll come back in a second. I know folks can hear me because I see my mics going off. Are they going to let us deliver these supplies, Alphano? That is a very good question. Okay. We're going to try to convince them to let us help them as they hold us hostage. As a, an act of reciprocity. Well, not reciprocity, but just an act of kindness. I don't know if it's similar, but moments to relax where you say, listen to some songs in my hobbies. Like I saw a remix of the song Stars of Hope version 2, the song of one of the draws I made to you. Oh, yeah, for sure. Which I think is cool. Because I think when music, especially if it connects to art, which the fan art was super cool, is really, really awesome. Especially if something that is relaxing for you in moments like that you need. Well, not moments that you need, but basically, like, I'm a big believer that music can be really powerful in that way in terms of relaxation. So it's cool that we're able to listen to some music that really resonates with you. and seeing, like, finding a remix of a song that you like too is really awesome. And hi, Debbie, welcome in. I hope you're having a nice one. Welcome into stream. I am playing Final Fantasy XIV, doing more of the Endwalker storyline, but I hope you're having a nice one. I'll always ask me if we've seen enough, and I'm like, yes. We see how bad it is. So y'all have taken what you can from other places around this area, but it sounds like you all don't have enough food and water for everybody else. I'm doing all right, playing some Ekenfell, mentioned on some fried dried Skittles, and just chilling. Nice. I love Skittles. And you'll have to tell me what this game is. I don't think I've ever heard of it. But I'm glad you're doing all right and just chilling. It's always good to hear that. Oh, yeah, and they got this Ceruleum stolen, I think, too. Which is not the best. Or not. They can refuse help. I mean, sure, you can tell us. We mean no harm. Combine Assault and a Telophoroi? Y'all waiting for reinforcements, and I agree with Alphino, but by the time that happens, these people are not going to make it. I like how there's a stare off right now. This is a serious moment, so I'm not making fun of that or light of that. I just, you know. Good, thank you, because you need to save these people getting caught up talking about we don't want you or whatever. I'm like, listen. You already got shot collars on them. Help us help you. Of course he didn't. Of course. Well, that works. A little bit. Not him saying you were a lot more trouble than you were. Not that saying. The way he's looking at Alphino, I'm crying. Actually, how old is Julius? And for context, most of the characters in Final Fantasy XIV range between young teenagers to, I think the oldest was Papa Limo. May he rest in peace. He was 40. And then half the Scions are like 30s, and the other halves are 20 and below. No, that's not even half, because Thancred, Estinian, and Urion J are all in their 30s. Yostola, I think, 20s. Rain, Alphino, and Alice are all teenagers. So it's kind of split. Yeah. 21? Yeah. Oh, he's 21? Okay. Yeah, he's probably annoyed because he's like, look at this precocious brat. But when you're 21, no shade anybody who's in their 20s. Like, when you're in your early 20s, you think you're hot shit. And then life humbles you. I would know. I feel like you gotta flex a little bit in your early 20s because you got it like that. But for me, looking back now, almost like a decade and some change older than that, I'm looking like, oh man, 21, you're fresh. You're fresh. And that's not being disrespectful to anybody in their 20s. I promise you, enjoy it. Just have fun. But is that thing when, like, when you're in your 20s, I feel like you get annoyed at teenagers, even though you're not that far removed from them. So it's just funny to me, watching this interaction. watching these kids be snickery at each other. No, don't apologize for asking me a question. It's all good. You're welcome to ask. Of course, I have the right to refuse to answer any questions, but you're fine. Typically, if someone asks me something, I will answer. Favorite meal or food? I don't really have a lot of favorites, so I'm that person who's just like, I'll eat just really good food. But what is if I had to say a food I really like, I think one of my favorite foods is seafood. I really like crabs, actually, like garlic crab. I'm also a really big fan of curry, specifically, and I love panini sandwiches. So those are 3. I'll give you 3 for that question. And no worries, I'm good. And so it's a turn-based RPG about a group of students at a magic school. The battle mechanics are a combination of grid-based, like Live Alive, Fire Emblem. Oh, cool. And also have the button prompts like Mario and Luigi games that power up your moves and reduce damage taken from your enemies. It's a really inclusive story, and the best part, in order to heal your character and save the game, you get kitty. Oh, that's cool. I'm going to have to check that out, Debbie. That sounds awesome. Because I love, I think I've talked about how much I love Fire Emblem, but I haven't played the Mario and Luigi games like Brothership that just came out. I do appreciate that franchise because I actually like Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door. I know I got a remake recently, but I love that game. My brother does too, so I might have to try that. That sounds really cool though. But you know, I think people know I love RPGs and like action games too. Like I love the QuickTime games because I guess my brain thinks of Mr. Driller, Drill Spillet, Trauma Center, Under the Knife, and Donkey Konga. I love those types of games too. Okay, so we're gonna be remaining close to him. Nice! Okay. I'll definitely check it out on Switch then. Thank you. I appreciate that recommendation, because it sounds really cool. Oh, we gotta get up out of here. Alright. Out of here! But no, thanks for the rec. Humble Games, Switch, and Steam. Cool, cool. Yeah, I got it on Switch myself. Nice choice. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's because the Switch reminds me of my Nintendo DS a lot. So I think with those types of games, particularly if they have chibi game graphic, not chibi game graphics, Lord, that doesn't make any sense. If it has like pixel graphics or really cute graphics, I tend to want to play it. I know I have like Rusty's Retirement on my PC because I want to get a Steam Deck, but I like games like that. So, it's a pixel game. I'm here for it. I'm definitely gonna get it because I love pixel games. I don't care what anybody says. I'm always gonna love pixel games. I like cute graphics. I'm a y'all know that's why I have a pixel version of myself, because pixels. It's great. I gotta get that. Let me go get that darn ether. Let me go get that thing up there because I'm gonna forget it. Jinx asks, have you ever played Sims games? Yes. I actually played a lot of Sims when I was younger. I haven't played them lately, but I did play a lot of Sims games. Specifically, I think I played Sims 2 and 3 and maybe 4. I played Sims Herbs in the City, if anybody remembers that game. I know they're getting a reboot or something. No, not a reboot. That's not Herbs in the City. There's another. There's like My Sims is coming out on the Switch or something. I played that one when it came out. But yeah, to answer your question, Jinx. I mean, to answer your question, Jinx. Excuse me. Slurring my words. Sorry. Yes, I have played The Sims. I play Sims games. I do love them. I also have played Sim City and games like that too. I do like simulator games. Like I got to play a lot of Sims before I took a break. Right? Sims 4 has been out for a while. Yeah. I haven't played like the newer ones because I know there's a lot into them. And I just now saw that they announced they brought. Oh yeah, I did see that too on my timeline. Burglars. Burglars is back in 4. Because there's so many like intricacies out of Sims, and I know because of some of the mods people have made, they've made like official packs you can upgrade in the games now too. And I have friends. Like my friend who I consider like my older sister plays Sims, and I feel like the Black Simmer community has been really cool too. But yeah, Sims is a lot of fun. I don't play it, but I have dabbled in watching Sims like what is it? Like people make sim stories, like they make videos of whole like telenovelas and like novels through sim RPGs that they make. Not sim RPGs, but like sim scenario. No, okay. Like they take the Sims, they make their characters, and then they make a whole like video vibe of a whole storyline using the Sims. And I think I've watched some of those, and they're actually really good. I think they're really cool. And yes, Debbie, if someone tells you a pixel game that's RPG based and has really cute graphics, sign me up. I'm sold. I will buy probably every time. Plus, it's why I love games like Sea of Stars, because I love like that Golden Sun era of games, and I'm stuck there perpetually. I just think it's cute, like Final Fantasy Tactics type stuff. So if there's a pixel game that's an RPG like that has cute graphics, I will probably look into it. I just got that and can't wait to play. Oh, really? Nice! Yeah, Sea of Stars is super fun. 10 out of 10. That's like, I've streamed the whole game. I still have to, I will stream the alternate ending, and the DLC comes out later this year. But no, I love Sea of Stars. I actually love it so much. I actually got it on PC, and then I loved it so much, I bought it for Nintendo Switch. I bought the special edition and everything too. It's like I literally can look at it on my wall. I love Sea of Stars so much. It's one of my favorite games. It hit that nostalgia I had been missing from like Final Fantasy Tactics and games like that. I know Triangle Strategy, Unicorn Overlord are hitting in that area soon, but Sea of Stars is fun. I know you're gonna enjoy that game a lot. Oh my god. Oh man, I'm gonna try to get back into. I used to waste so much. Oh no, that's what's up, Jinx. No, I think you'll enjoy it. I think Sims is one of those games like you can put it down and you forget about it, but once you remember and get into it, it's so much fun. Especially now that there's so much you can do in the game that people have added from previous iterations of The Sims, and the way people have just created assets for it. Sims is fun. It's like a time sink, but I think it's a really fun one, honestly. Same thing with I love simulator games too. So I don't play them a lot on stream for y'all. Like I do like games like Roller Coaster Tycoon, and I think there was a couple of games like Di recommended me for actually that are really really cute in the same world where it's like coffee shop games, like coffee shop simulator games. I love that type of stuff. So if you do get back into Sims, let me know, Jinx, because I'd love to watch. I just love that type of thing. I think it's really fun and cool. And no worries, Debbie. Please use restrooms. Listen, if this is not the most public health phrase on this planet, and I'm gonna clip this, because if there's nothing else, then when people ask me what I do, speaks for myself and anybody else, literally, this is the most public health phrase I've ever seen in a game in a minute. Or maybe ever. Actually, let me not say ever, because I probably see some phrases like that that are similar, but this is very, like, true. Oh. Okay. This park is decimated. You're just showing us around? Oh. Every last drop. Okay, that's fair. Scouring the city for materials that we need. Actually, going back to the Sims, I think my favorite part was just making Sims, growing them up and doing the things in the game. And I'm not really good at designing homes, though. I feel like I want to get that skill better, or get better at that skill, because I think it would translate into Animal Crossing a little bit better for me. But, again, you just can't go wrong with those types of games. They're just fun. I think that's why I oscillate between like RPGs and strategy games, and then I oscillate towards cozy, comfy games like The Sims and similar games and cozy games. I just like those type of things. So you're just like, let me just do some stuff like this in a game because it's cute. Plus, it's great to also like develop, I feel like, OCs with those types of games. Like if you want to make an original character with doll makers, use The Sims. It's a great way to do it. Okay, we're tampering with the wreckage to try to get things, okay? A cursory inspections of wrecked Magitech armor confirmed that the fuel canisters have long since been drained of ceruleum, as Julia said. Okay. I guess we're just gonna be walking around this area trying to see if there's any ceruleum in any of these machines, which I highly doubt, but, you know, searching. It's fine. I also wasn't a chaotic person in Sims. So, for example, I know people would do that thing in Roller Coaster Tycoon where they would create roller coasters, take out one of the tracks, and let that thing fly up in the air with people on it. I didn't do stuff like that. Same thing with SimCity. I didn't destroy the town intentionally or create tornadoes and havoc. I didn't do any of that. I tried to play straight to the book. If anything, I think I just like designing OCs and trying to make things look pretty. Very, very much like Animal Crossing cozy vibes. That's kind of how I play these games. And I feel like The Sims was probably one of the first games I probably played the most on PC as a kid. I don't think I played a game as much as I did with The Sims before I played more handheld console games, of course, but yeah. So that's why I think I also am biased. I think I'm biased towards The Sims because I think I think I can say I probably have a genuine care and love for it because it's just a fun franchise. Especially when like The Sims would sing music and sing Simlish when you hear songs on the radio. It was just so funny to me. I was very dangerous. It's okay, Jinx. I think most people were more chaotic. Like when people would drop people in the pool and make it to where they couldn't get out so they drowned. Like I know people who would do chaotic things in the game, which again, people were just having fun in The Sims in the way that they decided to. I feel like they're doing this to low-key give us... I think they're trying to make it to where they humanize the Garleans, which I think speaks to the philosophical underpinnings I feel like the game is trying to say in terms of these people had a culture, a society, and were doing what they did. Oh, it's up there. Okay, how do I get up there? Oh, there's a way over there. Whoops. When they released a Magic Pie, I was burning people down in their houses. Not especially the rich. I'm screed. I see who you are, Jinx. I see what you are, Jinx. Oh my god, I'm crying. I mean, listen. I believe in equal opportunities in society. I'm just still crackling, Jinx. That's hilarious. Because, I mean, that's why The Sims is so fun, because it lets you do all types of stuff and make the world that you want. So, I'm crying. Because I know, like, I think by, like, Sims 2 and 3, I mean, you could set people on fire. Like, if the kitchen gets on fire, they catch on fire type of vibes and all types of wild stuff. It's a whole nother level of wild. Oh, other side. I was like, where? Where is this at? As a historian, you got it right. This is the only time I saw that all we really kind of saw from the Empire. Oh, yeah, exactly. Which I think is important in reminding people that... I speak for myself and nobody else. I don't represent anybody, of course, when I say this, but... people often forget that the way we think, move, and work and play, which is often what people will talk about as social determinants of health or social determinants of health. But the way in which those things influence us is going to shape the world around us. And if we're not careful and don't examine those things, we can often place blame on why things are the way they are on the wrong things in people. Whereas it's very clear that, to your point, Jinx, for the Garleans, they were people, but they didn't necessarily know or think what the Empire was doing was wrong for a variety of reasons, of course. And they didn't necessarily agree. This is just all they've ever known. And I think this part of the story is trying to tell people that, yes, they've done some bad things and it doesn't justify what's happened to people in Eorzea. But these people are also having their lives destroyed and upended too. So there's no winners, essentially. Which I appreciate they didn't shy away from that because I think that's important to note. Like, even their prejudice to the character, it reminds me, without spoiling it, of course, because I haven't gotten that far in the story, of Metaphor. Because when you start playing Metaphor, this is a slight spoiler, so for those of you who don't want to hear about Metaphor re Fantasio, please tap out for like 5 seconds. Or like 5 minutes. And I'll give you a 5-second head start so you can tune out of me slightly spoiling a little bit of the beginning of the story. Okay, so folks who have tapped out, you're not listening. So it kind of reminds me of the beginning of Metaphor re Fantasia. I'm still in the beginning of the game, but it kind of sets you up to let you know that people have prejudice against the main protagonist because of who he is, his group, and that society is built on certain groups having certain privileges or not. So I actually appreciate the game didn't shy away from that and being honest about how people who are in certain positions of power and governance versus citizens thought about things versus like people who were outside the bounds of the way in which the world is. Which is why, again, Metaphor is very well done. I'm still in the beginning of the game, so of course anybody who's played the game, don't spoil it for me because I'm still playing through it off stream. But this part kind of, I don't want to say it kind of reminds me of that, but it is poking at those themes a little bit, which I think is really important. Especially at this juncture of the game. I know it's going to be... I know if they're setting it up this way, though, that I know Endwalker, as I've said, is going to be devastating of a storyline. I already can tell. It's already a gut punch killing those 2 girls that died a bit earlier in this expansion, but I know this story is going to be a gut punch because they're doing it this way. Oh, really? You should bring your family here. The pond was heated? So there would be stuff at the bottom, right? Oh. Whoa. Oh, they don't use magic. Oh, the Garlean Empire is more tech. I was wondering, like, why would you say that if y'all use magic tech? But I forgot. They use more technology over here versus magic. I love this song, by the way. I gotta put it on my my phone to listen to, but I love music like this in Final Fantasy. Yeah, that's what it is. They can't use ether, so they wouldn't use magic. Oh yeah, and we can swim. I mean, it is a little wild, but we'll dry off. All right then. I'm crying. We'll cast this then. Since you want to chill me to the bone. another bad spot. Oof. Alright. It's a good thing I'm a scholar right now, so I can just get the healing buff right now, actually. Not that it's really gonna mean too much, but I'll cast this to galvanize. Found it. Nice. I don't see anything in her hand, but I'm assuming my Warrior of Light has some magic thing in her hand, or a Cerulean Take. I'm crying at that pause. I'm absolutely screaming. The fire, I am reborn. Oh, and the accessibility settings for Ekenfell are amazing. Really? No, speak more to that, Debbie, because that's really important too. Because I know, I know I went and attended for, Black Girl Gamers had a conference, and there was a panel on accessibility in gaming. So I've been thinking about that in terms of some of the conversations that have popped up on my feed, for example, about like how games have been made more accessible. Like, for example, people turning off, having like a arachnophobia mode where you can turn off the spiders in a game if people have that fear, or other things like that. But I'd love to hear more about like the accessibility settings, because that's really cool that they have that in the game and thought about it. I mean, I guess that's true. Would have died of iciness and cold, frigidity. We're all like, been through worse. Oh. I guess this is probably why, with everything gone, it's really a gut punch. Dang. It's like gut punch. Again, I don't trust this game not to hurt my feelings ever. I love it, but I'm also kind of like, I don't trust this game not to hurt my feelings. Okay, just outside the park, going to the next location. Okay. Also, for context, why I won't be streaming Monster Hunter Wilds, do not be surprised for the rest of this month into March that I won't shut up about Monster Hunter Wilds, because I did get to do the beta. Because it wouldn't, I don't think it's going to download on my PC, so I ended up just being like, you know what, we're just not going to do it. But now that it's coming out, and I pre-ordered it, yes, I did, I'm not going to be quiet about that game. I'm also gonna try to avoid spoilers as much as possible. So I guess I feel like I gotta bob and weave the internet for Oathbound, for Legendborn, and then Monster Hunter, and I'm just like, dang. And I know the first reviews for Altair Yuna, which I'm also not streaming, but I want to play, are coming out soon. Or I think are out. I've seen a little bit of that, but it's not so major to where it's because I've seen some of the gameplay is gonna hurt my feelings to know what's gonna happen. But between Monster Hunter Wilds, Final Fantasy 14, and Infinity Nikki, I'm pretty much gonna be set this year in terms of games. And of course, South of Midnight, the Sea of Stars DLC, and Expedition 33. I also want to play. There's 2 games that just also got previews that I saw, which was Tales of Annihilation, and another one that looks like freaking... It looks like Final Fantasy 15, but I forget what it's called. But it looks really good. I want to play that game too. And then, of course, I gotta get through Final Fantasy 7 as well. So I got a backlog of games, as always. Oh, let's see. So you can set the battle actions, battle prompts, and manual, semi-auto, and auto. You can have a battle menu option that triggers instant victory. You can change the controller vibration, even turn it off entirely. There's an option to enable or disable 360-degree movement, and there are settings to toggle on or off photosensitive mode, content warning, letter sounds. Like, wow, that's cool. Shout out to the developers. That's what's up. I really like that they have all those options. That just shows that they really, really thought through the game to where anybody can play it, which I think is really sweet. So I'm definitely one-upping for that game. I mean, for that game for sure, because that sounds like a lot of fun. In the sense of that I can actually have those options, so. And of course, like, there are people who, you know, can play the game because they got rid of some of those things that would be really jarring. Or just make it inaccessible for folks who do want to play the game and just can't handle those types of things. So, I think that's really important. So, kudos to them for that. And like I said, since you said it's on the Switch and it's pixel, I know where my game plan is. Like I said, if I can replicate the experience of playing Final Fantasy Tactics on my Game Boy through my Switch, I will do it. Because, yes, that is why I bought Sea of Stars on my Switch. Which I do actually want to play the Sea of Stars one day, the Sea of Stars co-op mode, where I think they downloaded it now where you can play with 3 people. $20? That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Because when... Like, some of these newer games cost $60 to almost $100, and I'm just like, oh, God. But $20 is not bad for a game. Yeah, so when and I've talked about this for those of you who watch my Sea of Stars streams, and if you were here for those streams, I appreciate you, because Sea of Stars was a lot of fun. And shout out to Pass for the clip that he made for the table moment with a certain character, which I won't say because I don't want to spoil it. But... yeah, Sea of Stars was a Kickstarter game, and then it came out on PC. I found it actually because I saw, I think, Sabotage Studios or the Sea of Stars like talk about it, so I eventually really got hyped for the game because it looked cool, and I was like, I'll give it a shot. And so I got the game, played it, streamed it. It's a blast. Fell in love with it. I love the art style, the direction. I actually want to get the Sea of Stars. I think the Sea of Stars is going to get an art book, I think, soon. So, I was really jammed about that, but with the new updates from Sabotage Studio, there's not co-op mode. So before with Sea of Stars, you were one player, which I don't want to spoil it too much, Debbie, because you're going to play it, but the game sets it up to where you play as one of the characters who leads the other one. But in the new updates, I think, to the game, or upgrades available, you can now play co-op mode. I don't know if it's online play available or local play, but in co-op mode, you can play as the main protagonist set of team, with each person controlling one of them. Which I think is really cute that they did it that way, because it means, like, you know, you want to follow your team and, you know, and how you set it up, but the fact you can do co-op mode where one person can control each of the team members that you have in the game, which I won't spoil for who they are, is really cool. I think it's a really great feature for the game, which makes it that much more fun. Actually, I don't know. And we'll keep going in the story in a second. Let me just look. I just saw Eek and Phil, and I think it's just cute. Yeah, I think I'm going to enjoy this game. I'm not sure if it's co-op mode on the Switch, but but I'll make a check. Okay, so it's not online play, but you can do co-op local, I think. But let me make sure I'm not lying to you, because I don't want to lie to you. And actually, this is good that I did this because my phone's about to die. I need to charge it while I'm streaming too. Yeah, there's 3-player co-op. I'm not sure though. So yeah, you can play up to 3 players on the Switch. I'm just not sure if it's local only or online. I want to say it might be local only. Okay, I'm listening. Yeah, I got a physical copy for Switch for Christmas. Yeah. So I think it might only be local co-op for Sea of Stars, but that means if you know anybody you want to play with in person, like safely, of course, then yeah, you can have up to 3 other people play with you on Sea of Stars, which I think would, again, I think it's still going to be a lot of fun, because it kind of gives me the same vibe as, for those of you who know this game, and I'm probably going to date myself again, it reminds me of, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, except for without all the extra wires and stuff that you need to play that. For anybody who knows that game, I love you. I love Crystal Chronicles. It's one of my favorite co-op games / like spin-off games. But it's so old, so. And the DLC for Sea of Stars is going to be carnival themed, which I think is really cool. So I think it'll be a lot of fun. Debbie, I love the excitement. But yes, I love bringing people joy and sharing information because I love Sea of Stars. So when and if you play it, my froggy man, I'm crying. When and if you play it, let me know and keep me posted because I love Sea of Stars. I feel like we're a sleeper fandom. I know people who love the game, who play it. But I don't know a lot of people who have played it. But the people who I know who have tried it at least really, really enjoy it. So I feel like, again, I've streamed it and I'll just say it again. If you want a really cool pixel RPG game, please play Sea of Stars by Sabotage Studios. That game is so, so good and it's so fun. The story is amazing. But let me be quiet. Like, oh my God. Like, it's so good. I usually don't replay games, but like Final Fantasy 14 story, I would replay. I actually would replay Sea of Stars. That's how good it was and how fun it was to play through the first time. Okay, I'm running to tell Saki right now. Gotcha. No problem, no worries. Use a number 37 on the destroyed Magitech armor to retrieve a Ceruleum tank of First Legion Incinerary. Okay. According to the Ceruleum gauge, this unit's fuel tank is empty. Okay. So I guess we're gonna do this here. After successfully removing the wire Mechanica's outer casing and retrieving the Ceruleum tank, you find it to be completely empty. Okay. So I guess we're going to see if there's, by just using these things, I guess is what we're supposed to do. I also love how there's just monsters in the cut out here that could just literally fight me. Leave me alone. Don't do me like this. I ain't do nothing to you. Oh, I gotta ask him for more explosives. Okay. Whoops. Actually, just for safety reasons. That mechanic is giving me flashbacks to Baja from this past week. I return. Stocky isn't excited about local co-op as I am. Oh, got you. No worries. That's fair. I can respect people being not as excited. I'm excited about it, and you can be excited about it, but if folks are like, okay, then that's fine. But it's an option, so you never know. People might get more hype over time, because, I think the game, knowing the stuff that I know, he said I'll keep it in mind. Lo, I'm crying. What I know about the game, again, and I'm trying to say it in a way where I'm not spoiling it for you, it would be a lot of fun to play Sea of Stars co-op mode. Like, for real, for real. I was thinking we could eliminate a game that's on both our lists together. I'm crying! I mean, I recommend it, because I think, from my understanding, it sounds like you can do the entire game as a co-op, as a team. So, I would say maybe with a little bit more convincing. I think it would be a lot of fun. But again, maybe if people watch the game, they'll get more hype. Because like I said, I think doing Sea of Stars co-op would be fun on a playthrough. Especially with which characters you choose to play. Yeah, exactly. Poke the bear a little bit and see what happens. Because without saying much more, each character has different abilities and different things. Or poke the frog, I'm crying. Gotcha. Each character has different abilities and different ways you want to play them. And you can level them up like an RPG. So I think with co-op mode, that would make it even more fun. Particularly if you can actually decide with your team how to level up the characters. I think that would be great. So, I'm just putting it out there. It would be a great game to play. And Sea of Stars, I don't think is terribly long of a game. I don't remember how many streams I had, but I think I had enough to where I want to say the game's at least a good maybe 60 to 80 hours, but don't quote me. I could be completely wrong. I think it was a decent amount of story. It wasn't horribly long, but it wasn't like super short. I think it had the right amount of story, to be honest with you. Okay. Cool, Kachu. I'm crying. It's called No Good Deed because it reminds me of a phrase that I often heard as a kid where no good deed goes unpunished, and I'm like, Yeah, a few posts I found says 20 to 30 hours for Sea of Stars. Okay, got you. That's what I was about to say, like...
escape the watchful gaze of your keepers, have we?
Thancred? Okay. Sorry. But yeah, thank you for sharing that, Debbie, because I was like, I think it's 60 to 80 hours, but maybe I am... like confusing myself. So I'm glad you're actually telling the truth, and apologies that I that's why I said I could be very well wrong. But no, that's why I'm saying like the game itself is so much fun that I'm wondering why I said long. Oh, it's because probably if you get through the game in regards to the main story, yeah, I would say so. But if you want 100% it, it adds a little bit more time. But 20, 30 hours makes more sense now that you say that. It might have been longer for me because I streamed it and didn't consistently play through it, like, if I wasn't streaming it. So, but that makes sense. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a pretty fun game. I think it, like I said, it had the right amount of story for me and the right amount of like gameplay. And I would say it's not tremendously difficult. It was a little challenging for me in some parts, but it's not horrible. And the puzzles are a lot of fun.
Don't react. You'll only draw attention to yourself. Just carry on as you are and listen.
Okay.
After you left with the Garlean lad, Lucia bade a few of our scouts follow you at a discreet distance. We observed you being led into the station, but decided against venturing inside. When you emerged sometime later, and we saw that the twins were sporting Magitech collars, it was clear what had taken place. Now, as quietly as you can, tell me everything. The Legatus himself, eh? Now there's a surprise.
Also, I just want to remind y'all, I'm still a Thancred fangirl. That's never going to change. My number one is Emmerich, but I still love Thancred a lot. He's super cool. And the fact he chose Gunbreaker as a class, 10 out of 10 choices. But I am mad that all my favorite NPCs are tanks. With the exception of Asinian, who's a dragon. He's a floor tank, though. Oh, he is a floor tank, so I do like tanks. That's hilarious.
If also
I am
the
predictable.
first I've heard of a plan to join forces with the 10th and storm the Tower of Babel.
They're so pretty, yeah. Like, that's the thing what happened with me with BTS. I got in because of Jungkook, and now I'm OT7. It's so bad. C-type is... I'm not gonna lie. I am very cliche in that sense of really appreciating swordsman characters. Which is probably why I like Clive from Final Fantasy 16 a lot, because he's a tank character. So... But I do like that old school, like, paladin type of vibe thing, so it's fair.
Interesting development. And perhaps the opportunity we've been waiting for. Our comrades back at the camp also received some rather promising news, but it's still too early to get our hopes up.
Yeah, my captions keep dying. I'm so sorry, y'all. Oh, wait, there they go. They're back. Sorry. I know sometimes, like, the caption system that I have sometimes just dies out. I gotta look into how to maybe beef that up or fix it, or even get another system if that would be better, because I do want to be accessible as possible, and I don't want there to be, like, gaps.
For now, keeping yourselves out of harm's way comes before all else. Whatever demands the Garleans make, indulge them.
Now, I appreciate you, Dev, and everybody understanding, of course. Because I know for my videos on YouTube, there are transcripts, I think, of some of the videos available for those who need it in terms of, like, what I actually say. Even though I know sometimes the captions can interpret what I say wrong. But I want people to know I'm always thinking about that, because I'm also thinking about that for collab streams, where I do want to find a way, I do need to meet out some of my mutuals in the streamer space, of, how to have captions for both myself and the person I'm speaking to, so that way everybody can use that if need be, in terms of like subtitles and captions. But yeah, I gotta look into it. It's one of those on my to-dos.
With luck, this will all be over soon. Until then.
They had not gone far.
We searched high and low, but no luck, I'm afraid. I might have guessed you'd be the only one to find anything.
I wasn't expecting much to begin with. Eventually, there will be nothing left out here for us to safely salvage. For now, this will have to suffice. We should return to the station.
Ah, there you are. Heard you'd gone hunting for ceruleum above ground. Brought back a king's ransom?
Hardly. But thanks to these three, we have enough to last a little while longer.
Well, well. It's not at all as I was expecting, these ones. For savages, they seem positively docile.
We're back to that. Oh my goodness.
It's a poor attempt at humor. In all honesty, I'm grateful for your efforts. But even with another night of warmth, there are those among us who may not live to see the morrow.
Calling me a savage for fun is not cute. Get out of here. But yes, I am worried about the people who are really sick, who need more than warmth, for sure.
I trust your expedition was fruitful.
Lord Quintus!
Use what you procured to refuel the armor.
If there's one soundtrack I do like from Final Fantasy XIV, I love them all for their different reasons. Of course, the game's phenomenal. But Endwalker's soundtrack is very, very good. It hits just like Heaven's Ward for me, where the story beats and the music is just... my god.
But, sir, what about the heaters for the camp?
The time for action is upon us.
Okay.
My men and I have matters to discuss. In the meantime, You are to wait here. Do not forget, you are being watched.
True. Unfortunately.
The time for action. What did he mean by that?
I don't know. I'm a little scared, sis, myself.
I can only speculate. Clearly something requiring their magitech, given what we just heard. Whether they plan to utilize it now, or after they join with the 10th, is another question. Will they ever escape this cult? Return to and reclaim the idyllic spaces of which Yoya spoke?
Finished your war, Council?
Alphino and Alize are to stay here as our prisoners. They will be released once your comrades have relinquished their supplies and withdrawn from Garlean soil.
I could be wrong, but I feel like he's gonna die. I don't know why, and maybe that sounds out of pocket, and I could be wrong, and I want to be, but I feel like he's trying to... You know how in literary devices they use characters who are like the humanity of the story? Not to say Alphino and Alice over to the innocence, and I still see that as a theme. But I feel like because he's not in line with what's happening, I feel like something's going to happen to him, and I'm just not happy about it. But maybe I'm a little paranoid. Because I feel like Final Fantasy XIV always uses NPC characters who are almost like the humanity or the a vehicle in which something bad happens and it says a message, and I hate it. But I could be wrong. I want to be wrong, but I feel like he gonna die. I don't know.
Until our terms are met, they will be detained at a separate location.
Am I allowed to go with them as the Warrior of Light, or is that a no-go? I feel like it's a no-go, but okay. Oh, one more cool thing about Ekenfeld, so you have some save points, but also every time you switch screens, meaning move from one map square to another, the game auto saves. Nice! That's what's up. I appreciate that fact. Thank you for sharing that, Debbie. Because, yeah, I like when games have save points, but I also like when games auto-save, so I don't have to worry about messing up. I learned that the hard way playing Unicorn Overlord when I lost one character and I have to go back and redo it, which is why we've been on this rodeo, y'all who've been watching me, waiting for me to play that game. But, yeah, that's really cool. I like that they added that, too. It's okay. I just have to redo a battle, but it's fine. It does. I don't think. See, I think not save stars.
Everything we've said and done. This is how you treat us.
Said I'll say. But I meant to say sorry, Unicorn Overlord, not Sea of Stars. But it's fine. Well, Unicorn Overlord, because it has more of that. I don't want to call it traditional RPG style, but because I think it does have autosaves, but it has save slots. So thankfully I saved a slot before I made the mistake that I did. But it's fine.
Our allies have but limited supplies. They may stave off cold and starvation for a short while, but what then?
Don't do it. Don't do it.
For now, keeping yourselves out of harm's way comes before all else. Whatever demands the Garleans make, indulge them.
Oh, I believe in you. Save that character.
Get them out of here.
Thank you, Debbie. I appreciate that. Because I be wanting to save everybody in games as much as possible, but sometimes it just don't work out that way. My twins! As in a, like, in a way, for my Warrior of Light, at least for me, I feel like Alphino Alice are like those little nieces and nephews you want to protect, and I'm just like, my niece and nephew just got kidnapped, but okay. I'm just gonna sit over here and be upset. I just know if y'all hurt them, I'm coming after y'all. Immediately. It's on site. It's on site. Okay. Okay, armor to your headquarters. Okay. Let's do what he wants us to do, because if we don't, it's gonna be bad Juju Magumbo, and I really don't want Alice and Alpha to get hurt right now, so just gonna do what we're gonna do. Why are you laughing? I don't like that. What? Deliver the news? I don't like that. What does that mean? Girl, I didn't have to come over here. I just was told to. What are you talking about? Oh, I don't like where this is going. Alright, this is about to be some Juju Magumbo, and I'm not about to be happy about it, unfortunately. Oh god. Oh, he's way out in the cut. What? What's this man at? Oh. Alright. Well, I'm about to, I guess, be more upset, maybe. I don't like this. This whole expansion has big old death flags. But Shadowbringers had that same vibe, so why did I think Endwalker wouldn't be in that camp? Oh, God. I don't know what that means. I feel like we're gonna have to kill somebody or something, which I did not sign up for that. I don't want to murder people. I mean, as a Warrior of Light, yes, that's an expectation that I clearly have to live with, but I still don't have to like it. I'm trying to bob and weave this area so I don't have to fight monsters. Damn, I'm almost level 90. Neat. I'm gonna have to start getting my like default fits together then. Is this your house? If you gut punch me right now, Final Fantasy 14, I swear, I swear.
This is my home. Our home.
Girl, I'll be setting myself up. What you mean? That's your house? Oh my God, you were like 21. Why are you going through so much at this age? I hate it here. Dang it.
At least it was until that night. I was with Lord Quintus when the capital fell, and thus spared. My family, who did not own a radio, were less fortunate. When dawn came, I made my way here. My parents, my little brother and sister, they were still inside. But they weren't themselves, and they tried to
Wait a minute, back up. What do you mean? Are you all trying to tell me this man had to kill his entire family? I will walk off this game. What are you freaking talking about? Oh my god. I need a minute. That's horrible. I got smoke for Van Danielosinos. I already had smoke for them, but now it's even more. What are you talking about? Oh my god, that's so stressful to know, and that's so sad. Now I know why old boy is just the way he is. It sucks. Oh, you do? Debbie, go ahead. Let me know what it is. I'm always happy for a game recommendation.
I'd promised to take them away from the capital that very morning, to somewhere safe, to hide until the fighting stopped. I promised.
Damn, that is something. That is super tragic. I'm so
Garland
sorry.
Flag bears a chain, the bonds between our countrymen. A red link at its center, the blood of the fallen. Our loved ones who lived and died for Garlemald. But if she too fell, who would be left to remember them and their sacrifice? What enduring proof would there be that they were ever here? If we had turned to your gods, would they have saved us? I'm sorry, forget I spoke. We should go. It's no use.
Believe me, I do not enjoy being here any more than you. But she wanted us to play along, so that is what we will do.
I'm absolutely sobbing. Hold on, let me let it autoplay, since I don't want to interrupt the cutscene.
It's so cold.
Painfully so. Unbearably.
Hold on a second, y'all. Let me go grab something. Okay, my bad. And I will pause here for a second to say this. I need to go back and make sure this is actually a thing and not something I'm making up. But in my mind, this is a really cute moment because Alice and Alphino, at the beginning of the game, they had really different philosophies. And seeing them now be this close in this way, where they've kind of matured, where they respect each other's differences and recognize where they're very similar, I think is really, really cute. So this is adorable. And of course, for people who have siblings, it's like sibling bonding moments. It's a game called One Shot, relatively recently they added a version for Switch and Steam Deck. Basically, it's a less horror version of like Conscription and Doki Doki that adds files and stuff to your computer. But it's a puzzle game and it's so stinking cute. You play as this cat-like character, and are trying to save the world. Nice, that sounds cute too. I'll check that out as well, cause I like cute games. I don't play horror games, but I will try out a game that's like whimsical and like quirky. I guess is just the way I'll say it. But thank you for that. That's super cool. Especially this, again, another Steam Deck Switch recommendation. I'm always down for those.
I've been thinking about what Quintus said. About why no one would accept Garlean rule. Irreconcilable differences. When coexistence isn't an option, only conquest remains. Varus at Gimlet said much the same. Only by uniting the world beneath a single standard would we rid ourselves of the Ascians. United as one people, one race cleansed of imperfections. A cold and unforgiving vision. And when we fail to live up to their standards, what place is there for us in their world? But the truly sad, truly frustrating thing is how damnably similar it all is to the lofty ideals of Father and the Forum. Non-intervention. Always non-intervention. Protect our knowledge and our people, and to hells with the rest of you. And yet, I can see how it happened. Varus and Father looked to their elders for guidance and took their virtues as their own. But for this world was of their making. In who else could they place their trust? All of us lost in a sea of chaos, searching desperately for purpose and meaning. But it shouldn't just be an extension of another's. It has to be ours. It has to be.
This just has to be one of the top lines that I've enjoyed in this game. This is such a powerful thing to say. It's amazing. I first played it on Switch and loved it so much I got both versions on Steam. Nice! That's what's up! It's good to hear that you liked it enough where you were willing to buy it on another platform like I talked about with Sea of Stars earlier, so I definitely will check it out because that's super cool. Especially with like a cat-like character just trying to save the world kinds of things. And of course I love me a good puzzle game. I like that this kind of reminds me of the one part in Shadowbringers where Alphino called out the folks in Ilmore when he was saying to them, like, you all chose to essentially ignore what's going on with the Sin Eaters, and that you're just as culpable for creating this world that you have around you that's not helping anybody but yourselves. Because I think that was a really important thing that ties to this, where it says, it's kind of like what I mentioned earlier, like we're all influenced by the world around us in terms of norms, practices, and things like that. And what Alice is saying, which is really important, is that people want to find purpose in meeting. Some people maybe don't think about it, but we're all shaped by the world around us. And I always talk about the blacksmith example about carving your purpose in meaning and forging it by your own like willpower. And, being with community and self-actualization and those types of things. But I like that she calls this out at this point and makes it known, because the world of Eorzea has been shaped by the people who have been in positions of power to be able to do so. But it's because of folks who have had the ability and, you could argue, privilege to do that. But it doesn't have to be the ideals of people coming up behind, which is that generational thing they talk about where old and new, or traditional and versus innovative, all the types of things you could say. But I really appreciate this being said at this point, especially as Endwalker is supposed to be the big wrap-up for Final Fantasy XIV, at least in the last decade. Because this is really powerful of a conversation to have. So I really, really appreciate that she sees the parallels between Sharlayan and the Empire, because it's the same thing, just different ways. It's the same side of the same coin, though. And what I mean is not the flatten what the Empire has done that's bad, but in the sense of just having sometimes a dogma that is really grounded in your worldview, how you think stuff should go, and how if a collective group of people think that's the right way to do things, then they'll do it that way. But does that actually make it right in the only just worldview? So, a lot of philosophical underpinnings. That's why I love Final Fantasy, because they always ask questions like that. I got it on Steam right after they released the World Machine Edition. Oh, so both were on sale. Nice! And good for you for catching a sale, too. I love that. I love when games are on sale.
We all have a stake in this world. No one should be silenced.
Yes! It's the one thing I love about these types of quotes, which is that if you do not shape the world will shape you. Which is why you should be able to make your own decisions and not necessarily do things because everybody else is doing them. But that's just me.
I won't deny that we lack the experience of people such as Father or Quintus. Perhaps they've come to see the world as a series of problems, and the most efficient way of solving them, to reduce everything to fundamental forms. A stone is a stone, a cloud, a flower, no more than that. Simple descriptions that strip the subject of distinguishing characteristics.
No, that's interesting, Debbie. Excuse me. I'm just getting a bite to eat. In terms of releasing the Switch edition versus this before releasing the Steam edition, because usually it's the opposite. Usually people used to release the Steam or PC edition, and then it's on different consoles and stuff. So that's really interesting. And I love how they're touching on black and white thinking, because that's usually what sets people up, is thinking in a binary. When a lot of things in life are very nuanced. And sometimes it's not easy to divorce people to good or bad. But like I said, I don't believe humans are just good and bad. I think we're a mixture of a lot of different things. And I don't think you can break the world down into fundamental parts, like as Alpha was talking about.
A man is a man, divided according to race, creed, or allegiance, and to some, defined by such associations.
Is that what you think?
In my misbegotten youth. But what I believed wisdom was no more than aggressive ignorance. I've since learned to look beyond the banners and the politics, to see people as individuals with their own hopes and dreams. As for my dream of building a better world, well, every day I'm reminded that it is far more complex than I had ever imagined. But it only spurs me onward, to find the wisdom and the strength to see it through to the very end.
All of our supplies and an immediate withdrawal. These are your conditions?
Demands. And you forgot about the airship. Once again, you will leave one behind. It will be used to return the prisoners. Their collars will be removed prior to the exchange.
So in the end, not even Father's expertly worded rhetoric could deter you from your chosen call.
Huh?
Not that I thought for a moment that it would. I've no love for violence, of course, but ours is a cause worth fighting for.
That's why I would say...
You realize it too.
Sorry, I mean to cut off while she was talking. I don't talk during cutscenes. As I would say, which people I don't think pick up from me, is that the one character I feel like I'm the most like out of all these science is actually Alphino. I feel like Alphino reminds me of my younger self a lot. Like, don't get me wrong, Yostola, and I see like a lot of like really good traits in all the scions. And I see how I am very much can relate to Alice in terms of like how she was when I was younger. But I would say out of all the scions, I am very similar to Alphino in terms of his thinking. I feel like I'm just a slightly more mature version, but I'm like, nope. It's that energy. It's that like Sora Kingdom Hearts like energy that he has. And I'm like, oh God, of course.
Sometimes the only way to protect the ones you love is to take a stand. To refuse to suffer in silence.
Again, great quotables. Great quotables. Yeah, so she says the World Machine Edition is the portable version of the game, and it released on Switch. I kid you not. I got it on Switch a full 6 months before I got it on Steam. Wow, that's what's up. Huh. a full 6 months before I got it on Steam. That's what's up, and that's so interesting too. In terms of like, again, getting the Switch edition and then being able to play it on the PC/Steam. That's so interesting.
I want you to know I share your conviction. Whether it be on the battlefield or in the debating chamber, I won't back down. I guess what I'm saying is...
You've found your own reason to fight.
Yes. Yes, I have. God's willing, there will come a day when we can finally lay down our arms, and there will be peace. But not until the Telophoroi have been defeated once and for all. And you, brother, will have a vital part to play. By your words and deeds, you'll lead the way.
I think my bestie would probably catch that from me, though. I know if I asked her, she'd be like, of course. But I feel like people think a certain way, and then when I tell them the answer, they'll be like, what? And I'm like, because you don't know me that well. Maybe. Or maybe you're still getting to know me. But no, I would definitely say, like, the character I definitely see myself in the most, in terms of dialogue and how they act, is Alphino. I definitely feel like I'm very Alphino-like, if I was going to be one of the Scions. Yeah, but from what I found, it released on Switch in 2022 and on Steam in 2024, though the original version they gave was released in 2016. Oh, wow. So they kind of been like, they've had like a path forward and then releasing it in different like platforms and doses, which is so interesting. I respect it though, because hey, more people getting involved and more people gaming. That's what's up. So
I pray I am up to the task.
There'll always be naysayers. Those who think us fools for even trying. It's easy for learned elites to criticize earnest efforts and assert their moral superiority, all without offering alternatives.
yeah, it's one way to make your game is make sure your game is enough for sure. And it's also cool, like when you really love a game, to your point, Debbie, to be able to play it on different platforms and see like those little differences. Because I know, for example, when I played Final Fantasy 14 on my PlayStation versus on PC, it's I don't think it's like it's different, but it's really cool at the same time, I guess, if that makes sense, to be able to just get it on different platforms and try it out. So
Not that their sophistry has ever wounded you. So stubborn and strong. Stronger than you even know. Don't ever change, you hear me? If you stumble, I'll be there to catch you. Or give you a thick ear. Maybe both, for good measure.
I'll say, it's so cute. I'm glad they finally gave them like a sibling, not that they haven't given them sibling bonding moments throughout the expansions, but I just really think this is super cute and well timed. And of course, Alice would beat the snot out of Alphino.
Thank you, Alice.
But I love family, y'all. So I'm about to make like a quote from Fast and Furious, but we ain't gonna do that. But I love a family trope. Oh, it's Bonehead Batman. What's good? Big brother Estinian coming in and knock some people out. He said, "Not on my watch today."
The scouts have secured Alize and Alphino. Their collars were removed without complication as well.
And that's how you handle that.
They report no casualties, not for their party nor the guards, who will wake from their premature slumber in due course.
Mm-hmm.
It would appear the situation has changed.
We can now kill you if we wanted to, because we got the people we needed out of here. So you have about 2 seconds, young man, to explain yourself and why we should knock you out or something. I don't know.
I propose new terms. We have information that will be of great interest to Lord Quintus, and I wish to speak with him in person.
Spoken like a true Guardian. Please don't make us have to kill you.
In the event you rejected our first proposal, we came prepared with a second.
I was afraid of this shit. I don't want to have to kill you. assuming it's about to go down.
We, the loyal soldiers of the First Legion, proud servants of Garlemald, of the fallen Emperor Varys, shall safeguard these lands from the barbarian hordes until our countrymen return! Stop, both of you!
This child may be the worst emissary I've ever seen.
Also, shout out to the white mages. That's what's up. That's our mentor. Anyway.
We received an urgent communication from the Grand Company of Eorzea. Envoys from the Imperial Army, led by members of the 10th Legion, came to Alamigo and requested an audience. They explained that their efforts to coordinate the reclamation of the capital with the aid of the 4th, 5th, 8th, and 12th had ended in failure. Communication between most legions has broken down entirely. Most of the 10th's conscripts have deserted, leaving their forces severely depleted. That is why, unable to continue the fight on their own, they and their allies turned to the Grand Company of Eorzea for aid.
Lies. Every word.
It is the truth, and I have not finished. The 10th has requested that we deliver a message to Lord Quintus. Have the ill stand down.
You have been listening, my lord? What are your orders?
Inform her that we will honor the 10th's decision. Bereft of hope, and now dignity. I release you from your duty. All of you. I take solace, your radiance, in the knowledge you are not here to witness our debasement. 'Twas a grand, glorious dream we shared. Of a world united, of peace and prosperity. We are ghosts, you and I, memories of days gone by. Bonds forged in blood that I will not see tarnished.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm just gonna say for folks who are watching, if you get triggered by like suicide or something, I think he's gonna do something wild. I need you to walk away from stream. I am so sorry. I did not have a warning for this. I did not know this was gonna happen. I just want to put that out there now because I think he's gonna do something that I was not ready for. So please look away, and I'm so sorry. I'm gonna put a trigger warning by this video. Oh my god. Even the implication. I just want to put a trigger warning on this video because I don't play like that.
Before it's too late.
And I'm so sorry I did not put a warning for that. I am 18 plus, and I try to be mindful of my Final Fantasy 14 streams because of that. I'm gonna put a warning by that this happens, just so anyone who might get triggered by that can take care of themselves. But also, I am so sorry, and I apologize for that too as well, just to be respectful in terms of mental health. So.
If there is still a chance that Quintus will agree to a truce, we must take it.
And then what I'll do also too in the timestamp on YouTube is I'll just mention in the top that happens in terms of the marker. So let me just give me 1 second to put a note for that. I didn't think that was gonna happen. Jesus, like good lord. That was... I think that was... Yeah, okay. We're just gonna put the timestamp at that. So if anybody wants to skip that part, they can.
I just hope we get there before he and his men do something rash.
I hate how she said that too. Godly. Oh my god. Let me write more notes for this. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna make sure I put this timestamp here. Let's do... Yeah. We'll do 2045. Lord have mercy. Again, apologies for that, y'all. I did not know that was going to happen, so. But I will put for the VOD a trigger warning for that scene. Good lord. And then in regards to story, we'll probably go for another, like, 15, 30 minutes, and then we'll probably call it for stream tonight. Because we'll do more on Saturday, so. Oh no, for sure, Zeno. And I just, like I said, it's not anybody's fault. I just really want to be respectful of folks' mental states, and that was a really heavy implied scene. So had I known, I probably would have said something at the beginning of stream, because I just really am thoughtful about that type of stuff. And I don't know where people's mental states are, and I know Final Fantasy can be heavy, but that was a lot. Wow. Oof. But thanks for everybody for your understanding and patience. But like I said, if anybody was triggered or anything, I apologize. And if there's anything I can do, of course, to support you, let me know. And also, like, please take care of yourself, because that was a lot. Let me see. I just want to check and see where we are storyline-wise. So again, we'll go for 15 to 30 minutes more, and then we'll call it for stream. I just want to see where we are in terms of the quest line real quick. Bow bow. Sorry, thanks for your patience, everybody. Yeah, this expansion's been really, it's really heavy in a different type of way from Shadowbringers, but it's still heavy. Okay, so we're getting into the main story. We're still in the beginnings, but we're in the second batch of quest lines. We've got 3 more big batches, and then we're done with Endwalker, which is wild. But we're still pretty much, in my mind, like, to the beginning slash, I would say, like the beginning kind of thing. You have a solo duty coming up? I would stop there. It's kind of long. Oh, okay, got you. Yeah, especially because I know there's going to be a lot of cutscenes. We might just have to stop it like you're saying at that part right before. Which is fine, because we can just continue right off of there on Saturday. Oh, she's all the way up there? Oh, gosh. Alright. And also, I don't want to dismiss that one part with the 2 girls who died, too, from the monsters harming them. So, I just want to put that out there that I really am just going to probably put a special reminder for Endwalker, since this expansion's been really dark. So I apologize for not actually thinking about it. Not that Not that I didn't say it was heavy or anything, but I guess my thing is I really will be better going forward to put trigger warnings and stuff for games. This is why I say I'm 18 plus, not because I talk about sexual things or not safe for work topics, but because the games I play can get really, really dark. And so I think for folks who want more of a lighter, more cozy atmosphere, Final Fantasy XIV, for example, might not be something that is in that realm of not potentially being triggering or having heavy topics or discussions. So I apologize, and I will be better about that going forward, because I just, for those of you who want to watch me play and scream, of course, like, I appreciate you, but I also want to make sure that you all, as you're watching me, feel comfortable and just have expectations. So that way, if you just need to tap out because something's just really triggering for you or just really heavy for you right now, please do not ever be offended if you need to tap out. Because, you know, sometimes we just don't have it in our headspace to handle some topics or some conversations and we just need to break. Or we just don't need it right now, so. But yeah, I'm just going to be better about it. And like I said, I'll put the timestamp in the especially the VOD on YouTube, because I'll put in the description for this video, since it'll be up on Twitch for a week of the moment. But I'll also put in the YouTube video that, you know, the timestamp. So if anybody wants to skip it, that particular part, you can just go ahead and skip it and you don't need to know. I'll just let them know like a character dies and leave it alone like there, so. Oh gosh, I would do that right there. This expansion's really good, though. It's just very sad. But, I mean, Shadowbringers kind of was going to get to this point anyway. It kind of was leading to this level of destruction, given everything that's happened with the Garlean Empire and beyond. So, sucks, but it is what it is. Shenanigans. I'm assuming we're gonna get back to where we were before stuff popped off. And per your comment, Zeno, about the solo duty, I have a feeling I know what's about to happen, but I'm still like, oh god. Nope. Nope. Bobbing and weaving. I do like Endwalker a lot, though, even though it is very heavy of a storyline. But again, I liked Heaven's Ward, so yeah, you don't. Yeah. And when you say that, I'm even more scared, but it's okay. I imagine it's just gonna be shock and awe, because Final Fantasy XIV hates me. I'm kidding. This game is really good. It's just, holy crap. Oh, there's been a development? Oh god, what does that mean? I have a bad feeling. I have a really bad feeling. My death flag was wrong, because I thought he was dying, but okay. I'm gonna put the timestamps, but honest to God, I'm just gonna put a trigger warning for this whole entire stream. I just, good lord. This is such a dark storyline, Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Woo, hi Raiders, welcome in. I hope you're having a nice one. And hi Aspen, it's lovely to see you. I hope you are taking care, of course, in terms of shenanigans. As always, welcome in, folks. Whether you're old or new, my name is C. I'm your friendly but artsy scientist, both in real life and on YouTube and Twitch. Right now I'm playing Final Fantasy 14, but as always, I do a lot of things like RPGs, cozy games, and just anything that I find fun while also doing crafts like lace bobbin, stationery, and hobonichi, and all types of things. And of course, it's Black History Month, so I've been doing stuff around that. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed Aspen. I think, Aspen, you were playing Okami tonight from what I saw over on socials. So I hope the game was fun, and I hope folks have enjoyed your, gaming and having fun as always. And I hope you're having a lovely one too. And again, as always, with any raid, everybody, I don't have my commands and things set up, but if you are also been watching me, please go check out Aspen. She's super dope and an OG friend. He's been super, super amazing and does some really cool games. Also plays Final Fantasy 14 and plays some really awesome games alongside Okami and Final Fantasy 14 as well. So you can't go wrong visiting Aspen over on Twitch. I'm just saying. But awesome. I'm glad to hear you are enjoying Okami in terms of things, especially with the sequel coming out soon. So that's always awesome to hear. Right now I'm in the middle of Endwalker for Final Fantasy 14, so folks are welcome to stay, of course, after riding the raid for Aspen. But, of course, if you need to scamper or do some aftercare, take care of yourself, including you, Aspen, in terms of things, please don't hesitate. If you need to scamper, I will not be offended. I know sometimes people got a raid run or just got to take care of themselves after watching a streamer that they really like. So you're welcome to stay, of course, and watch me do things. This has been a very slightly triggering stream because stuff has happened where someone harmed themselves. So going to put a trigger warning on the stream itself. But again, if you need to raid and run, I appreciate you. And thanks for stopping by and hanging out with Aspen and riding the raid to me. So yeah. I was mostly running around trying to finish parts of the game I hadn't completed before going on to the next part. Nice. Sounds like it's really cool in terms of things. I know there's a lot to do in Okami, along with the main story as well. So that's awesome to hear in terms of the gameplay. Because I still want to play through it myself before the sequel comes out. Because I never had a chance to play Okami. But it looks really great. It's a beautiful game. So I've always low-key had it in the back of my mind to play it. But yeah. But no, right now I'm in the middle of Endwalker. We just had a very serious moment, which I gotta put a trigger warning on this video because oh lord. But yes. I'm glad you and everybody else who was hanging out watching Okami enjoyed themselves. And again, like I said, welcome to stay and hang out if you'd like, but if you gotta raid and run, or folks gotta run in terms of, chilling and decompressing after watching Aspen, I won't be offended. Jeez. I know for him, okay. So again, if how do I put this? If Julius is to me like a foil almost of Alphino and Alice at this point. So when you're young, like they say, you have people you look up to because they help you navigate the world you were born in. And you don't have the wisdom or experience of somebody who's older. So for me, for example, I don't consider myself to be old, but I'm not a teenager. But when you're 21 and younger, I feel like are still very much influenced by a lot of the adults in your life. Not to say you won't be as you age, of course. I look to older people, I have friends in their 40s and mentors in their 50s and 60s and stuff. So it's not like that ever stops. But I think this is so sad because he's lost his entire family. And then now the person he was guiding him is gone. That's so tragic in its own way. And as somebody who lost their mentor, my late mentor a few years ago, I know this is hitting him like a truck, and that sucks particularly, so. I was like, can we talk about this Graha fit? Because, all right, Graha T, I see you. You better stun on us. Oh my god. Yeah. I think they have the right to make their own choices. Ooh. Ooh. Endwalker, what the heck? I should have known, again, I should have known from Shadowbringers. I really just should have known. The tone of this is so somber, but not in the same way as Heavensward. Heavensward is like a somber that's... I don't want to call it a naive somber, but it's not the heaviness of this. Like, I feel like Heavensward still had a little bit of hope. Even though it felt like dire straits. This is like heavy, like life or death type of dire straits type of vibe. And it's another level, it's another level. And I think what makes it so well done is that we have to think about everything we've lost up until this point, and it just hits really hard. Good lord. Yeah, we can use all the help we can get. As soon as I heard him say it, I was like, I'll definitely attune to the etherite. If you're wondering why I like have this positionality, I've actually been trained. I'm speaking for something, but I'm a behavioral scientist by training, and I've done a lot of stuff in mental health. So it's not that these things aren't hitting me. It's more like I can handle it in a particular way that maybe some folks might not be able to. But good lord, woof, woof, Endwalker. Yep. And this is just the beginning. I figured. That's what I'm saying. I just need to go ahead and put a trigger warning for the rest of Endwalker, because if we're not even like in the middle of this, then this is just gonna be a heavy freaking expansion. And I just want to warn people ahead of time. I'll also post about it on socials, just give people a heads up that my Final Fantasy 14 streams, like, I apologize I haven't done it up until this point, but I would just go ahead and say any Final Fantasy 14 stream is just, I'm just gonna put a trigger warning, because I don't know what to expect. And Shadowbringers was already a lot, but this is, I don't want to say this is the worst, but good God, this is a lot. Just, my God. Alright, let's get the heck up out of here. Like I said, I'm going to get to that part that Zeno's talking about right before the solo duty, and then we'll probably stop it there, because as y'all know, this cutscenes are very long, so I'd rather not try to cut it and keep going. So... But like I said, we are in the second bucket of quest lines. So there's about 5 big buckets. We're in the second one, about to finish it. And then we'll have 3 more after that before we get to post Endwalker. So we're nowhere near done this expansion, but just to give you an idea of where I'm at in regards to the story. I know we're at least over 75% done, which is wild to say, but we are getting closer to endgame. Which is like bittersweet because I've loved streaming it and I love playing it, but of course I'm willing to wait as long as possible for the next expansion. I'm gonna be hyped though, the fact that for the next one I'll actually be caught up like everybody else. Because I missed the hype when people were excited for Dawn Trail because they'd all gone through Endwalker. So I'm excited for that. I'm just sad that there's not gonna be much more after. Well, there's Dawn Trail still, so I got a whole expansion, but y'all get what I mean. But it's okay. When it's time, we'll get more story. I hate these things. Sorry, that's just jarring to see. Lord. I love how it fell in the snow like that. That's hilarious. I know it says a lot because I'm like I feel like sunshiny and chilled that Endwalker and Heavensward are my favorites. But I don't know, I really like stories that aren't afraid to go there but still leave you hopeful. And I think that's why I like both of them. I don't like Pollyanna toxic positivity stories, but I really love stories that are like, no matter how bad it gets, there's something worth fighting and living for type of vibe. And I feel like Heavensward and Endwalker are really telling that type of story for me, which I appreciate, honestly. Are you gonna die? Okay, that was weird. What? Oh! Oh, you used the quest. Yeah, thank you, Xena. I was like, wait a minute, what? Oh, okay, I didn't use the thing on him. And you like make his HP a little lower and then use the thing. Wait a minute, would it be in collections? Oh my god, sorry. Y'all are seeing me do noob stuff because it's been a minute. Invalid target, what? Oh, we have to do it until he's completely incapacitated, okay. I was confused, sorry. Okay. Because usually, I think I'm just used to those quest lines where you knock down their HP a lot, but then you can use a special item on them and then you go from there. So yeah. Also, I think I'm biased towards Endwalker because one of my favorite songs of all time from the Final Fantasy XIV soundtrack is Footfalls, and hearing the different versions of Footfalls makes me happy, like a lot. So it might be a slight bias from the musical taste that I have for this game in terms of my biases. Oh, we don't have to murder anything. That's nice. I'll take it. Well, these things might try to kill me, but we're gonna bob and weave. I think I heard a rose because that crunchy, like, squishy noise I hate so much from the rose monsters. They are my least favorite in this game. I just don't like them. I need him to just stay away from me. Respectfully. Thancred is... it's not really worth teleporting back for. It's like literally right over there. Like I could, but I mean, I'm not going really fast anyway because I gotta get all the ether currents in this area. Which I'll probably work on that between now and like maybe the next week or two. Just because I need to get them in this area and probably Charlian too. Hmm. Well, that's good that they have food and we have heat in this area for people. Yo, Stola, always being out and about, doing the most. Just because she can. I respect it. If you don't sit down somewhere, sis, miss, I eat myself into the ether stream. Dang, she knew I was coming over here to check. Okay, she knew. Okay, that's cool. Okay, this must be what you're talking about. All right, we're gonna stop it here because we're gonna get into Tut scene territory. One more thing before you leave, because this is gonna be long. So we're going to Limpta. Okay. I'm being taken to Limpta. Shout out to the two VRs. I see y'all styling. Arcanist Guild. Okay. Ain't been here in a minute. I'll probably see all these Vieras. I'm here for all of them. Just know if you're a Bune in this game. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Zeno. Yeah, I know this is the Summoner's Quest. Or, oh, no, not the Summoner's Quest, but, because I already unlocked that. But you're talking about this is the quest for changing the color for your fairy, I'm assuming. Which I love the title of Fairy Tale come true. I love the bad puns in this game because I'm a toddler. Okay. Well, thank you. Yes, I will definitely do this. I will definitely do this because I do want to change the just for context. Zeno's showing me if you are a scholar Or I'm assuming this is also for anybody who uses the fairies. If you take this quest, you can change the color in terms of their glamour, which I learned because I'm like, yes, magic. It's awesome. Oh God, sorry, I didn't mean to pull that. Ugh. Thank you for showing me. I appreciate it because I definitely want to change my fairy to. She's probably gonna be purple the next time you see her. But alrighty, y'all. We're going to stop it here because of the cutscenes length, and I don't want to keep going and go way past what I'm supposed to. So, thank you all for joining me, whether you're watching live, lurking, or watching the VOD. Again, we'll be back on Friday and Saturday. We're gonna play Unicorn Overlord. I'm looking for it so I can play it. If not, worst case scenario, we will definitely be playing Triangle Strategy. I want to get back to playing some pixel games for you all. And RPGs and Magic. And then we'll do more Final Fantasy 14 on Sunday. No, sorry, not Sunday, Saturday. But let me see who I can send y'all off to in terms of Twitch shenanigans. Who is currently streaming that I can do some things for. Oh! Well, look at that. We could just send you off to. Oh, there's multiple people. There's so many beautiful people that I appreciate so much who are doing magical things. I just want to make sure people are not, like, streaming. We're going to keep streaming. Let me see. I think I'm just going to send y'all off to Jinx. Jinx is streaming right now. So I think we're going to send y'all off to watch Jinx. For those of you watching on YouTube, I will drop Jinx's handle in the chat. In terms of who I'm talking about, but Jinx is a mutual friend and fellow gamer, also an FC with. Shout out to Final Fantasy 14 players, we are dope. She's currently doing some art. I think she's doing some emotes. So I'm going to send y'all off to her. I don't think she's going to stop streaming anytime soon, but no matter what, let me, and thank you, Xena, for dropping Jinx in the chat. Because I don't have my commands off right now. So let me go ahead and just switch to the chatting screen real quick so we can really close out. Let me log out of the game. We'll just log out here so when I pop back out, I can do this quest. Because yes, we love it. But yeah, we will play Final Fantasy on Saturday. We will keep doing the quest line that we were on. And then we'll keep it popping from there. But on Friday, we're going to play a pixel game. So we'll get more Final Fantasy on Saturday. Towards the late afternoon, which I think is a sweet spot for me right before I play with my friends and mutuals. Y'all know who you are in Static Night, Final Fantasy 14. But in the meantime, thank you all so much for hanging with me again. I will get my emotes and commands going as well as give y'all updates in regards to things. But stay tuned for more fun and shenanigans. Thank you again for those of you who came through on Aspen's raid. And yeah, we're going to raid out to Jinx right now in terms of shenanigans. So if you need me, I'll be around. I'm probably going to, you know, be chilling out. So if you see me somewhere on socials or on Discord, come say hi. But in the interim, let me see who I can. Let me drop the rate message first, and then we can scamper up out of here. You know what? We're gonna do this. I still don't have a good rate message, y'all. But please, you can use that, or you could just, you know, say C's raid train is here. So let me actually type it both in there. I will get a raid message together. I promise. I promise. I'm working on it. I'm working on it in terms of what works. But okay. Let me make sure we can get this raid going. And I do want to say for Jinx's streams, y'all, she's 18 plus. So just be mindful of that some conversations and topics might come up that, you know, if you're not into that, you might not, you know, you might have some feelings about it. But I just want to say that for anybody in terms of like the topics and conversations that can come up or the type of music and things that come up too. I love Jinx. She's super cool. I just want to be mindful in terms of like, again, she's doing art, but if you know, depending on the topic and things like that, if you're not comfortable with that, you might not, you might just want to scamper. And I just say that in general because most of the people I raid out to are cozy, comfortable, dope streamers. They do art, they play Final Fantasy, other games that I do, but they run their own channels and their own spaces, so I want you to be respectful of them and their rules and their things like that. And if they want to talk about stuff, you know, like not safe for work stuff, they are allowed to do that. So I'm just letting y'all know that in terms of just being respectful of Jinx as well as myself in terms of understanding and doing what's comfortable for you, of course. So we've had some spicy conversations, but I mean, I don't mind a little bit of spice, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, alrighty. With that in mind, though, like I said, we're gonna rate out the Jinx. She's a super cool person, doing some dope art, listening to dope music. So if you're looking for a really cool person to follow in general, I would check out Jinx. She does play other games like Final Fantasy 14, and I think she's played. What is that game everybody plays that you can murk people? I forget the name of it. Lockdown Protocol, I think. No, that's not the name of it. Oh my gosh, what? Y'all know the games where you get murked by spiders and monsters and stuff. I think. Let me be quiet. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know how to explain this. I'm bad at explaining this. But anyway, we're gonna raid out the Jinx. Like I said, use the rate message in the chat. If not, like I said, that you can raid and run if you need to, of course, as always. But like I said, please be nice to Jinx. Please respect her space. Respect everybody I raid out to in terms of Twitch streams and everything. If you're on YouTube, you can go check out Jinx Bubblegum over on Twitch if you'd like to follow suit. But I'm going to raid and run as always and probably just lurk in Jinx's stream as I get in cool down for the night. But again, please enjoy her streams with art, magic, topics, and dope things. So yeah. Alrighty, y'all. Take care for now. Have a nice one. I'll see you on Friday and Saturday. Take care for now. Bye-bye.